Jets Nation, welcome back to the Jets Media Podcast. I am joined by my co-host, Jack.
What is going on, everybody? How you doing?
And today is, again, no Victory Monday for us to celebrate. It is instead a Monday where we will be ridiculing this Jets football team because what I saw yesterday in person was nothing short of a disgrace. And we're going to be breaking it all down here on the Jets Media Podcast for these next 3 hours. We're going to be welcoming in call-ins throughout the entire show. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to open this up for call-ins early on and often. And definitely want to get your guys' thoughts because Jets fans deserve to have a platform to kind of voice their opinions, voice their frustrations, that is, about this damn team. And Jack and I, we were there yesterday. Jets Media Day was great. Listen, the event was smooth. Everything went great. But listen, I know you guys don't care about that event, but I am proud that, we had 130 people show up in Jets Media Day. The live stream was fantastic. And everything about that day yesterday was great outside of, obviously, the freaking performance by these Jets. We're going to get all into that, guys. So please hit that thumbs up button on your way in right now for your boys. Jack, how you feeling today, bro?
I'm miserable, man. But before we get into the miserable game, shout out to my brother Richie, man. He pulled off a crazy event yesterday under ridiculous circumstances, everything working against us with the weather, and everything went smooth. We did a live stream from the parking lot, which was so much fun, fantastic. Caught the game in awesome seats, got onto the field after the game, took an awesome group picture, got a JETS Jets chant going. Unfortunately, after a loss, but I do got to say, shout out to my man, Richie, man, because he does so much. And to see it all kind of come to fruition on a day like yesterday, where it was, a big thing, man. Like we said, getting 130 people into the stadium, onto the field after the game, into the tailgate. Great times. But then, obviously, that's not the only thing we have to talk about. We have to talk about this game, the 15th straight loss to the Patriots. Anytime, man. Anytime. Always. But unfortunately, the Jets just, for some reason, can't beat the New England Patriots, man. I hate the New England Patriots, and we just can't find a way to beat them. We can't score more than 15 points to beat the New England Patriots, who Richie just blew my mind with this stat. Did not get into the red zone a single time yesterday. Rich, when you told me that, I almost wanted to just leave and not even do the podcast. You opened it up saying with what a disgrace it was yesterday. I don't think a disgrace can even do it justice, what we saw yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
Just an unbelievable series of atrocity after atrocity committed by the New York Jets, from the offense to the defense to the coaching staff and everybody in between. Team loss once again. Obviously, more blame gets put on the offense, but we'll get into all the nitty-gritty. But first reactions, just what an abysmal, pathetic loss once again to the New England Patriots, who we cannot find a way to beat. So to answer your question, how am I feeling today? Miserable.
Yeah, miserable is something that every Jets fan feels on this fine Monday rainy morning yet again. And that stat, Jack, also comes with neither team hit the red zone until the fourth quarter. So there was 3 quarters of football with not one single red zone appearance. And then that final touchdown drive we saw from the Jets where the offense actually started playing good football. A little too late for that. And it ended up in a Nick Bowden touchdown. But we're going to get into the entire game, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in to the Jets Media Podcast. Guys, please do us a favor. Simply hit that thumbs up button. We're going to get deep into the nitty-gritty of this game. I was unable to make any video of my reaction of the game yesterday because I was in attendance, as you guys know, at a long drive home through traffic. But we're going to get into it. We're going to get into the chat. So the first donation is help, DFF.
Hold on.
We're still giving you a round of applause and a JETS Jets chant, man. Because as you guys know,
and a round of applause for you.
Your boy's going to be here throughout the thick and the thin of this thing. We ain't going nowhere. So DFF, thank you for the $2 donation. I genuinely appreciate that. Andy comes in. What's it going to take to break your spirit? Well, Andy,
I got to give it to everybody, even Andy.
Andy, you can turn off that Jets chant. He doesn't want to hear that. But the round of applause he does deserve.
Andy doesn't get the full JETS Jets.
But Andy,
chant.
The one thing that you know about me, man, is it takes a lot to break my spirit, man. I've been through misery since I started this YouTube channel, and I'm not going anywhere. And there's one thing that people know about me is I'm going to find the light in the darkest time with this Jets football team. And right now it is the darkest time. And I feel like we Jets fans deserve a lot better. But nothing is going to break my spirit. Absolutely nothing. I've sat through, and us as a Jets fan base has sat through a lot worse than what we're going through right now. And so to answer your spirit, Nothing will break that freaking spirit. But maybe Zach Wilson will, because he's almost on the way to do that. Michael Hill with another super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate the $5 super chat big time. At this point, I'd take Geno Smith with a broken jaw over Zach Wilson. Appreciate you two. Go Jets. Yeah, I mean, I love Geno Smith a lot.
Richie's a big Geno Smith guy.
Still to this day, I root for him.
Sure. And yeah, I mean, I'll take almost anyone over Zach Wilson, but we'll get into that. Appreciate the super chat so early into the show, guys. We got a lot to get into today, and we're excited to take your calls as we get a little bit further into the show. But we have a lot to go over.
So
from that disgrace.
First things first, I think this has to be the first thing we get into is this abysmal performance from our quarterback, Zach Wilson. Now, let me just get this out of the way. Now, listen, as you guys know, I try to uplift Zach Wilson just from the perspective of trying to just instill confidence in him and instill confidence in the fan base, just to believe in him. And from the perspective of root for him, right? I feel like I don't want to blindly convince anybody to have blind faith of Zach Wilson, but I was somebody that just like, okay, Zach, unfortunately for you, this is your time, and it was not supposed to be your time this year. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the quarterback, and you're thrown into the fire, and he has once again proved to this fan base that he is not an NFL quarterback. Yesterday was an egregious performance from him. It was an egregious performance from the overall offense, but all fingers gets pointed to Zach Wilson. These stats are a disgrace. 18 for 36, a 50% completion percentage, 157 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 61.9 rating. There were so many opportunities that he left on the football field, open players down the football field, running backwards when he should be stepping up into the pocket. Why are you not utilizing your athleticism? I mean, we're going to be harping on Zach Wilson throughout this entire podcast, but the reality is, man, this Jets team, this is the sad reality, and Jets fans just got to stomach it. This Jets team is not prepared to have Zach Wilson as their quarterback, and that's the sad reality. And all off season long, it was the Aaron Rodgers hype train. Aaron Rodgers. He goes down in 4 plays, and it seems like this Jets coaching staff did not prepare themselves for Zach Wilson, and that's a big discredit to their preparation. And Nathaniel Hackett is proving to be an offensive coordinator that cannot do anything with Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson can't do anything of his own. And I kind of feel for Zach, because individually he's just like out there, and like the only thing I said to you guys that I feel that will salvage Zach Wilson's career in the NFL is his ability to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and learn for a year or two. And that's not the case. He's thrown into the wolves, and he's proving every single day that he is not an NFL quarterback. He cannot read the defense. He cannot find the open man down the field. And overall, it's just an overall disgraceful performance from Zach Wilson yet again. I mean, these stats are just disgusting. And all these stats, too. I mean, listen. He had like under 100 yards going into the fourth quarter after that, good touchdown drive we had. And then he had that big pass to Garrett Wilson with 1 second left. Other than that, man, there's not a slimmer of optimism that you can find from Zach Wilson's game against the New England Patriots. And we're at this point now where the big topic is, what do the Jets do at the quarterback spot? Do they go out there and get a veteran? Do they drag Matt Ryan out of retirement? Do they sign Carson Wentz? Do we trade for this quarterback? We're back to this point, which makes me sick to my damn stomach, and that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now.
Joe Douglas should have been on the phone making calls from the moment Aaron Rodgers got on the cart. And the fact that we still don't have a veteran quarterback in this building, on this roster, learning the plays, and now we have to go see the Chiefs on Sunday night. By the way, please flex us out of that game somehow.
Oh, God. We're going to have Taylor Swift in the box dancing around.
Can I mention that real quick? I don't give a shred of a you-know-what about Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game yesterday, man. I really don't. I turned on Good Morning Football today as I'm getting ready to come here for the podcast. What are they talking about? Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game. Are you kidding me? We just witnessed a football Sunday yesterday where there was so many upsets, a crazy day of football, and the big headline of the NFL today is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Give me a break, man. So thank you for mentioning that, and I can get that off my chest and relieve a little bit of this horrible feeling that I have just going inside me today.
James with the $5 super chat. Shout out to James, man. He brought that energy at the Jets media tailgate yesterday. James, I appreciate you. It was great to meet you finally, and you are the man, James. I love you, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate you, James. It was a lot of fun meeting you yesterday. You brought that energy to the parking lot for sure.
Yeah, bro.
And everybody was loving it, and we definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the support, as always. And, yeah, we're excited to get you in here eventually, man.
James says, I'm over this on one person. This kid is so lost. It's scary. I'll be on in a minute. Great to see you guys yesterday. Hell yeah, James. We're excited to get you on here, and it's great to see you as well, bro.
And James is basically saying, this is on Zach. This is on one person. And yeah, I think it's mainly on Zach Wilson. There's other areas that where we were let down yesterday, without a doubt. But yeah, I mean, when you look at Zach Wilson's, the performance that he put up yesterday, absolutely inexcusable. I was, hating on Zach last week. And here I am again after Zach Wilson puts up another stinker. And what else am I, supposed to do besides continue to hate on this, young guy that I feel bad for Zach Wilson as the human being, not as the quarterback, but as a human being, you got to feel for Zach, man. The boos yesterday were relentless. I don't necessarily agree with booing. It was a 3-0 game at that point, and the boos were flying around. I don't necessarily agree with that. But it's absolutely inexcusable. Zach Wilson is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. I honestly don't think he'll ever be at this point. We couldn't really tell from, being at the game, at the stadium, watching it yesterday. But, looking back at the tape, there's receivers open all over the field. And Zach takes a check down here. He misses one there. He takes a sack here. You can't really put this one too much on anybody else besides Zach Wilson. Like I said, there's blame to go around in other areas, and we will get into that. But, Zach Wilson is I think, ultimately the reason why we couldn't get the job done yesterday.
110%. I mean, I'll get into it. King Lowski says, get rid of this child immediately. I'm pissed off. King Lowski, I appreciate you, man. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you, King Lowski. Thank you so much for the generous super chat.
Appreciate
and
it,
listen,
King
man,
Lowsk.
bro, I'm so sick and tired of this because every time we verse these freaking Patriots, it's the same exact game. It's the same game. Because if we have a quarterback, we win that game. The Patriots offense and Mac Jones was terrible yesterday. The only touchdown they had came off with a blown coverage. They were not in the red zone once. This Jets defense gave up 13 points. And the unfortunate reality is we have to rely on this Jets defense to pitch a shutout and give up 0 points to beat them. Now, obviously, we like to see something better from the defense. We want to see them get sacks. We want to see them force turnovers. We want to see them put up zeros. But the sad thing is, you cannot ask this defense to be perfect to win in this league. If we had a competent quarterback, we win that game easily. Last year, if we had a competent quarterback against the Patriots, both games, we would have won those games easily. So the Jets are back to square one, and the sad reality is the Jets coaching staff, they knew that they needed a quarterback. And what did they do, Jack? They were aggressive, and they go out there and got a 4-time MVP in Aaron Rodgers because they felt like they were a quarterback away, and now Rodgers is out, and we're back to square one. We're back to Zach Wilson. We're thrown in the same situation as last year. And yes, the defense was not perfect. They definitely gave up that touchdown, which was egregious. It was a blown coverage. It was a play action. All the defense for the Jets got bailed into the run, and the tight end got slipped down for a blown coverage. But at the end of the day, to expect this defense to pitch a shutout and be perfect after they give up 13 points. 13 points we're talking about, and the Jets can't get more than that. Those 2 points came from the safety, obviously. It's just an egregious time, man. It's just an egregious time. I feel bad for this entire, team around the quarterback because I feel for Zach individually, like you said, Jack, because he is a kid. He is a human being. He's saying all the right things in the presser now. Not that anyone cares about that, but the reality is Zach just has to, for somehow, keep his confidence straight because he has to go up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, who just stomped the Chicago Bears, which were another terrible team, by the way. But I just feel for this, the team around Zach. I don't know what else to say.
Well, his confidence is officially shattered, I would say, after yesterday. I mean, how can it not be? The Patriots absolutely own Zach Wilson, just like the Jets defense absolutely owns Josh Allen. It is what it is, There's no way of getting around that. Yesterday would have been the opportunity. This Jets team is filled with talent, man. That's why I know, a lot of people are starting to give Joe Douglas a lot of shit, and there's certainly things to be upset with the general manager about, but this team is filled with so much talent across the board, and we are being so hindered by this quarterback or lack of a quarterback, I guess I could say. The offense is so predictable, and, obviously Nathaniel Hackett deserves a little bit of the blame here as well. It seems like they were super, super unprepared for Zach Wilson to ever be the starting quarterback. Meanwhile, you brought in a 39-year-old, oldest player in the NFL, literally, during the offseason. So, there's some blame to go around. Continuously running the ball on first down when it's just not freaking working. But then, every time we try to throw the ball, Zach either takes a check down or takes a sack or misses somebody.
Fourth and 10. Let's just go underneath.
And you go back and you watch the tape. Shout out to Michael Nania on Twitter, man, because we were at the game yesterday. So you don't get to see it, really as you would on TV or as you would on the All 22 when you're at the stadium, obviously. So we were kind of saying the whole game, these receivers are getting no separation, nobody's open. The Patriots secondary for the most part did play a very good game yesterday. But you look back, Randall Cobb's wide open on a corner route that could have gone for a touchdown. Garrett Wilson was wide open multiple times. A few of them could have gone for big gains. One of them on the sideline could have easily gone for a touchdown if the ball was thrown well. I don't think Zach Wilson even looked at his number one wide receiver during that play at all. Ends up getting checked down to Michael Carter for a minuscule gain on what I believe was a third down. I'm not sure. Don't correct me on that if I'm wrong. But I mean, just absolutely inexcusable. There's really nothing you can say. I mean, even the offensive line, who's had their struggles, didn't have their worst game at all yesterday. There was time to throw the ball. The offensive line was giving him time until Mekhi Becton unfortunately gave up what led to that safety. He was playing well. They couldn't get anything going in the running attack, which is a separate issue. But, time was not really the issue yesterday. Zach Wilson doesn't know how to get the ball out of his hands. A couple of the sacks that he took were due to him just holding onto the ball for way too long. And you can kind of see, the one thing I will say, you can see Zach's, at least trying to learn from his mistakes because he's trying to be a pocket passer. He's trying to do the Aaron Rodgers thing. He's trying to stay there, take a hit if he needs to, release the ball and get it to the open guy. But he just does not have the ability to do that to save his life. And this is coming from two diehard Jets fans. And I know that all of you are diehard Jets fans as well. Nobody wants Zach Wilson to succeed more than us. But when you see the product that's put out on the field, it feels like the writing is on the wall and that the Jets will have no chance to ever do a single thing in this league with Zach Wilson as their quarterback. And that breaks my heart to say, man. I never wanted the Jets to draft Zach Wilson. I was anti-drafting Zach Wilson. But as soon as the Jets draft a quarterback, he's my guy. We got to show support. We got to show the love until it's year 3 and the guy still can't complete a pass to a wide open receiver. Instead, he's a check down Charlie. He's a sack magnet. Somehow he didn't turn the ball over yesterday, which was shocking.
Yeah, woohoo.
But yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's a disgrace, man. The quarterback position is lost. And the fact that the organization has still done nothing in terms of bringing in a veteran, because, like I said earlier, from the second Rodgers was put on that cart, Joe Douglas needs to be on the phone with everybody. From Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, call up the freaking Minnesota Vikings. I don't care. This is the point that I'm at, man. This is literally the point that I've gotten to watching Zach Wilson put up stinker after stinker after stinker. And now we have the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. And then we have the Denver Broncos, who I have no faith in beating now at this point, 0. And then the Philadelphia Eagles. So we have the defending Super Bowl champs, the Denver Broncos, who want to beat us so badly,
We better fucking
who are
beat
due
the
for
Broncos,
one,
I'm
by the
sorry.
way. And
70 points they give up.
And then the team that represented the NFC in the Super Bowl last year. So we have a grueling slate before the bye week. We have no quarterback. I think that's an organizational failure as much as it's a failure on Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was not supposed to be the starting quarterback this year. The second Zach Wilson becomes a starting quarterback, it's up to the general manager to go out and bring somebody else in, start learning the playbook as quickly as humanly possible, and get him out there playing. Because an average quarterback, if we had freaking Jimmy Garoppolo or Kenny Pickett, we would have freaking won the game yesterday, without a doubt.
The same exact story from last year, which is making me even more sick because I feel like we're in a time loop. Michael Hill with another $5. Thank you, man. It's crazy that Saleh and JD are cool with Zach costing them their jobs. 15 losses against the Pats. I'm sick. Listen, man, that's the one thing that's driving Jets fans crazy is the utmost support from the Jets brass and Zach while the entire fan base is over it. So I don't know what to say about that, man. I don't know if they have something brewing behind the scenes that we're just not aware of or something, but something needs to change, man. Something needs to change. The NY Bully with the generous $10 super chat. Thank you, the NY Bully. I appreciate you, bro. Big time support to you. I've been on the side of us replacing Zach since AR went down. Our offensive line was better yesterday than last week, and Zach was less productive. We need a quarterback solely for the morale of our team. Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'm really scared of the most is like the locker room plummeting and just like the entire locker room and the entire team losing respect for the coaches and losing respect for the team if they just keep trotting Zach Wilson out there, which kind of happened last year, which led to Zach Wilson being benched. And like we're back at this moment, and it's just like, what is life?
Well, we saw the first signs of the downfall yesterday, which was Michael Carter getting into it with running back coach Taylor Embry, and Garrett Wilson getting into it with Nathaniel Hackett and Zach Wilson as well. Obviously, we don't know the details of those two interactions, but when it's on camera on the sidelines, it's never a good look. When you're struggling to beat, your most hated division rival that you haven't beaten in your last 15 meetings now. So not a good look for anyone yesterday. And I think at this point, the locker room is in danger of implosion.
Yeah, and that's the scariest part now.
Are we going to become that team? I mean, no way, right? Are we going to become that team that all of a sudden we're trading guys at the deadline and just going into full on tank mode?
Oh God, I really hope not. Because the problem with that,
why not? Why that's exactly where we're trending right now. And I agree with you. I know what you're going to say. We're not. There's no way. But we are trending towards a top 10 draft pick right now with 100%.
Yeah, I know we're trending there. I'm just saying I hope not, because I can't fathom that in my brain. But you are 100% right, and that's something that, if the Jets don't figure something out and pull off a miracle upset in these next 3 games, then we got a lot of things to talk about, man. Master at Work says, good morning, Richie. Tyson,
I'll give you an applause and a little JTS Jets.
Master at Work, thank you for the very generous $2. I will see you tonight. Screw you. How about that, Tyson? Oh, God. All right, we're going to get through the super chats, so we're going to take some call-ins, guys. Thoughts on Jets drafting a quarterback and sitting behind Rodgers for 2 years? No more starting rookie quarterbacks. Look at the Packers' success with quarterbacks. Yeah, I know that a lot of Jets fans are now talking about the draft the next year and, drafting a quarterback. And if you want to, talk about a long-term solution, you draft a quarterback in the first round, you let him sit behind Rodgers next year, and then that's our franchise quarterback, right? Because the goal to start off the year was Rodgers gets to play, Zach learns behind Rodgers, and then, Zach is the guy. And I still will say this, the only way Zach Wilson was ever going to be a competent quarterback in this league is his ability to sit behind and learn behind Aaron. And he's not able to do that anymore. He's thrown into the wolves. He's thrown into the fire right away. And because we all can agree that the issue with Zach Wilson is mental. It's like he's got the physical traits. He's got the physical talent, but he can't read a defense. He can't find the open man. He can't do the simple things. That you can't do those things, you're never going to be successful in the NFL, and it's that simple. So if we got to talk about that, we got to talk about that, man. The NY Bully with another super chat. Richie and Jack,
Appreciate
realistically, if you both were GM, who would you sign or trade for at quarterback? Would you both bench or just trade Zach for a clean slate? Listen, man, for the people that want to go trade for another team's backup quarterback, I just don't think that's realistic. I mean, like, why would a team trade their backup quarterback when they're in a win-now season? For example, the New Orleans Saints, right? Everyone's like, go get Jameis Winston. Go get Jameis Winston. Well, what happened? Derek Carr's injured, and the Saints want to have Winston as their backup. The Indianapolis Colts, go get Gardner Minshew. Richardson's injured. Minshew goes in there. They beat the Ravens. Backup quarterbacks are valuable. So that's unrealistic. The only chance the Jets have to bring in a quarterback are the people that are not on a team, and that's Carson Wentz, and that's Matt Ryan, and it's Colt McCoy. And apparently Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan's camp reached out to the Jets, and the Jets didn't return their call. So maybe, they have to, answer those calls.
Yeah.
Those are the only realistic options in my eyes.
I would say they do have to answer those calls. I'm surprised they're not the ones making those calls.
Chris, bring in Carson Wentz before Sunday Night Football next week. Yeah, man. He's not going to, even if we bring him in this week, he's not playing Sunday, but I'll give him a time to learn the playbook and then at some point take over the reins. But yeah, man, listen, I know what Jets fans are saying. I know what they want, but we just got to go out there and get a new quarterback. It's that simple. All right, let's get into the calls. Should have been done already, and that's the time that we're in. So, guys, we're going to get into calls like throughout the show. So we're not going to just like open up the call-ins and just get through all of them. We're going to go get into call-ins, get to another segment. So, like, we got a long show here. So we're going to get into some calls. To start it off, we got King Lowski in the house. What's good, bro?
Jay, Richie, how we fellas doing this morning?
Terrible,
but I do want to say, let's go Knicks. I didn't know you're a Knicks fan.
Yes, sir. Jets, Knicks fan, Yankees fan. Yes, sir. Let's York,
go,
baby, to the death of me.
Love
hey,
it.
man, let me say this real quick, man.
Of course.
I don't know what Salah and JD is looking at, man. But they gotta realize This incompetent child cannot read defenses, man. He cannot read defenses. He cannot play in the NFL, bro. I'm sorry. We tried. We tried to be behind this guy. We tried to give him chance after chance after chance. Bro, it's been 3 damn years. 3 damn years, bro. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear shit no more, bro. I am sorry. It is over with. You know what's so sickening? Like I said on Jake's show last night, I said, bro, it is sickening watching Tony Romo show play after play after play of this child missing wide open receivers after wide open receivers. You gotta be freaking kidding me. It is ridiculous. I am tired of this child. Like Jack, I did not want him when we drafted him. He didn't prove nothing. Nothing in college. He didn't play nobody. He is an incompetent quarterback in the NFL. Get rid of him immediately. Immediately, man.
Oh my gosh, I'm right there with you.
I don't know if there's even anything to add to that, Lowski.
Wow.
Besides, I agree. I mean, like you said,
I know y'all was at the game, bro. I know y'all was at the game, but bro, if y'all just watch the playback, watch the TV copy. This guy Tony Romo is showing play after play. Breeze wide open on the check down. You take a safety. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, man.
It's bad, man. And I'm looking forward to watching the actual broadcast, but I did watch a couple clips of just, plays on Twitter this morning. And yeah, wide open receivers all over the field. Offensive line kind of hanging in there for the most part, giving him time to throw the ball, and just,
and it's
the
on
right
Zach.
decisions were not made.
It's all on Zach. It's
I don't want to hear crap about the offensive line. You can miss me with the offensive line. It played up to par yesterday. It did what it was supposed to do. That incompetent child cannot play quarterback. I don't want to hear that, man. Y'all can miss me with the O-line, man. Miss me with it. Don't blame nothing on the defense. Yeah, they had one broken coverage. Whoop-de-doo. They held them to 13 damn points. 13. Like I told you in the beginning of the year, I said, I don't see nobody scoring more than 13 points on us. And I stand on that. The quarterback is trash. He is garbage. Man,
I couldn't agree more, man.
You're right, man.
Jets, man. I'll see you tonight, Richie.
King Lowski, I love
Appreciate
you, bro.
you, Lowski. Lowski, we feel the exact same way, but we just can't scream like that for 3 hours straight. So believe me, Lowski, we're right there with you.
He's like
we
embodying
feel the energy.
Like King Lowski basically is screaming my soul. It's how I feel right now. Like he is just bringing all of my frustration and my misery to the surface and just let it all out. So shout out to King Lowski, bro. Cannot thank you enough for bringing that fire, because that's a perfect example of how every single Jets fan's feeling right now about Zach Wilson. To be honest, that's how it's feeling. He's a perfect representation of, I would say, 99.9% of Jets fans right now, how they feel about the quarterback.
And how's he got to be feeling this morning? How's Zach Wilson got to be feeling this morning, man?
Not good.
Just absolutely defeated, broken. Like I said, I feel bad for Zach Wilson, the human being, but Zach Wilson, the New York Jets quarterback, absolutely stinks, and he's gotta go. You cannot tell me that Zach Wilson gives us the best opportunity to win over, I'll take Carson Wentz, not knowing the playbook over Zach Wilson knowing the playbook like the back of his hand at this point, because wide receivers open all over the field, and the ball is never where it's supposed to be. Garrett Wilson had an incredible catch yesterday on a short route. Nothing crazy down the field ever was thrown. But if you guys know the play I'm talking about, that ball should have been picked off. If the D-back was looking at Zach Wilson when he threw that ball, that's an interception. So Zach Wilson is lucky that, number one, the defensive back wasn't looking. Number two, that Garrett Wilson is a beast and incredibly talented, because he should have thrown an interception yesterday as well, on top of all the receivers that he was missing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. But I can't wait to go back, unfortunately, rewatch this game
on
the
I
broadcast.
am excited for
and
that
the
as
All-22, guys. When we break down the All-22 tomorrow, Oh, gosh, that's going to be a freaking stream. I'm going to rip this team apart. But, folks, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button if you're just tuning in, guys. We're live on the Jets Media Podcast. We greatly appreciate that. We have over 207 people watching with 69 likes. Nice. So do us a gigantic favor, guys. Simply hit that like button. And if you guys can also check us out on podcast form, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on wherever you can listen to your podcast. I would really appreciate it a lot if you guys can support us, not only here on YouTube, but go download the podcast wherever you like to listen to your podcast. It's called The Jets Media Podcast, and this is episode number 4, and we're really excited to continue this. I think this is the beginning of something special,
Absolutely.
And I cannot be more happy to have Jack as my co-host, part of this battle.
Win or lose, man.
Jets. It feels like we're in a battle with this team. It's
Absolutely.
We're in a fist hand fight.
Especially, I mean, it did not stop raining for even a second yesterday.
Oh, my God.
So it literally felt like we were going to war yesterday. I mean, the
We were in war.
poncho did not leave my body. Got back to the car. Everything I was wearing was soaked through. Thankfully, I brought a change of clothes for the car ride home, which was super clutch because wet jeans for hours on end, man. After watching a loss to the Patriots,
I didn't even wear a poncho
man.
the whole time, and I was just sitting in misery, and I had a little glimpse of hope. And, guys, stay tuned because I will be coming out with the Jets Media Day recap, which is going to be a really interesting video because the unfortunate part, it's going to be 80% of excitement and hype and score predictions and all Jets fans super excited heading into the game, and then the last 20% is going to be us at the game miserable and us on the field miserable afterwards. So stay tuned because it's going to be a really fun video, but I know some people are going to watch it and be like, I can't sit here and watch people be excited after knowing the end result. But you know, just stay tuned. It's going to be a fun video. But let's get into the next caller. We got Lascelles. What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Hey guys, I just want to know, do I have to worry about me getting kicked out?
What do you mean?
No. Remember in the AFC roundtable, you kicked me out. Why you kicked me out so quick?
Oh, no, we were just trying to get to as many callers as possible. It wasn't anything personal. It was just we had to kick people out.
No, I was going to talk about quarterbacks, and then you went straight to the hang up button. I thought it was funny. I'm not mad about it. I was just talking about it.
No, I know. So, at some point, I have to channel the WFAN and hang up on some callers. That's what I'm realizing.
Yeah.
But it's nothing personal.
Yeah, no. I feel you. Okay, so my main thing about the game, Zach Wilson is definitely not the quarterback. It's definitely not the quarterback. And that's why I wanted to go into this question in the AFC roundtable. It's not about going after a quarterback. It's not about it. What do you think is the best thing when you're drafting the quarterback to look at? Mental or talent?
I think it's all mental, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And that's my major gripe. It looks like with the Jets, it seems like with getting quarterbacks, we only look at the talent when we don't look at the mental aspect of being a quarterback. Like you see Mac Jones now, like he's not the most talented player, most talented quarterback, but you can see that he had the mental to play quarterback.
Well, he played for Nick Saban at Alabama, but I don't think anybody gets drafted because of a lack of talent, but a great mental prowess. You get drafted because of your talent.
Yeah. Like talent, I understand the talent it's gonna be there when you're drafting first round pick, but you also have to look more also at the mental of could he
well, the mental ability is what makes or break your career. You get drafted with your talent, and if you could put it together mentally, then you're going to be a great quarterback in this league. And you see the good quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes has probably the best talent in the NFL, and he also has a great head on his shoulders. You look at Tom Brady, for example. I think that he's not the greatest physical talent, but his mind was above everybody and still is probably the highest mental ability in the league that we've ever seen in terms of competitor, in terms of just understanding. Like, I mean, I'm not going to, sing the praise of him too much because I would be sick to my stomach, but it really comes down to a combination of physical talent and mental talent. And the Jets drafted Zach Wilson because of his physical gifts, and they were hopeful that they can develop him into understanding defenses and figure it out mentally, and he hasn't got there. And that's the sad reality.
It is a good question, though, Lascelles, because, obviously, most quarterbacks tend to go one way or the other, but the best quarterbacks are, a good combination of both. And unfortunately, Zach Wilson has lost his talent and his mental game. So here we are once more.
Here we are.
Yeah, for damn sure. Like, really, when I was asking the question, I wasn't thinking like, oh, let's get a quarterback. Let's get a quarterback no matter what. No, I was not thinking that. But it just has. But now, as I'm thinking of this question, and then as I saw that game, it became more apparent. Like, yo, we need to get a quarterback. You need to get a quarterback of the future, because no matter what veteran we get, he's only going to be a short-term thing.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is only going to be a short-term thing. But if you want to be a dynasty like the Kansas City Chiefs, like the Patriots, you gotta have that guy for a longer period in time. And right now, I'm just so sick of us just going at just talent instead of looking at, could this guy play in the NFL, especially in New York? Could he have the mental?
Hey man, I think we're all in agreement, Lissell, that Zach Wilson is not it. And like I agree with everything you're saying, man. And that's just the sad reality. And like now us Jets fans, we just have to come to the realization that it's Zach Wilson until the Jets bring in another quarterback. So, Lissell, I can't wait to see what you have to say Wednesday night on the roundtable. I appreciate your call, my man.
I can't even say anything bad about the Dolphins because they had that 70.
Oh, God.
I can't say anything bad.
I am not ready for the roundtable. I'll tell you that much, Lissell. Oh, God. I'll see you Wednesday night, my man.
Thank you, Lissell.
Dude, Wednesday, or even tonight on the roundtable, how do I survive, Jack? What do I do? Do I just surrender?
This is, I don't know, man. I got to be honest with you. Super stoked to be on this Jets Media podcast. So happy
Guys,
that
I need
I'm
your
not
support
involved in the AFC East
Jets fans,
roundtable this week.
Please
Oh,
don't
my
leave me
Lord.
alone in the roundtable tonight and Wednesday night.
Dolphins
leave
hang
me.
70.
The Bills
The Bills
destroy
dominate
the Commanders. The Dolphins destroy the Broncos, and the Jets still
and
can't
we
beat the
lose
Pats.
to freaking
Oh my
Darth
gosh.
Vader.
We lose to the evil empire reigns.
Oh,
And
God.
I was literally looking at Bill Belichick at the game yesterday with so much hatred, and I don't really have a lot of hatred in my
Yeah.
heart. You know, I try not to be, but like my blood is boiling looking at that man.
Oh,
His
man.
hood on. I'm like, is that Emperor Palpatine reincarnated in real form or something? This
Just
guy is
wanna-
just the evilest of all evil. Get him away from me.
Just want
Steady
to punch
Freddy.
him right in the face, man.
O-line was trash. Run, want to blame that on Zach too. Now listen, Zach Wilson was trash, but he does bring up a good point. The run game was abysmal yesterday. Abysmal. 12
O-line.
carries for Breece Hall, 18 yards. 8 carries for Dalvin Cook, 18 yards. The run game deserves a lot of blame, and we're harping on Zach Wilson, but I think we got to harp on this running backs in this run game as well, just as much.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I still stand by most of this blame goes to Zach Wilson 100%, because look at the tape of him missing wide open receiver after wide open receiver. But yes, obviously the O-line was not great in the run game yesterday. We could not get a single thing going. Meanwhile, Ezekiel Elliott ran for 80 yards. Ramondre Stevenson ran for over 50 yards. And they did their thing. So obviously, the offensive line, while they were pretty good overall in pass protection yesterday, could not get it done in the run game, without a doubt.
Shout out Amanda, always coming in with the positive energy. We need this, Amanda. We need the positivity because this is a time of negativity for us Jets fans. Having Aaron Rodgers back will help his mental game. Now, that's all the thing we can hope because the presence of Aaron
you're right.
Rodgers coming back, I don't know when that's going to be, Jack. We heard from Rodgers in the Pat McAfee show that he will be coming back when he can walk again because he doesn't want to be in a wheelchair going around the training facility, which I completely understand. But maybe the presence of A-Rod will just come and lift it all up to another level and help out Zach's mental, and that's the only thing we can hope about. So I agree, Amanda. Maybe that is what this Jets team needs. Karen with the $5. Last week you said tanking wasn't an option. Seems like TD Finstock was right again. Right again? TD Finstock is 1 for 50 about being right. He is always wrong. Congrats, TD. You're right about your Dolphins finally being good after your first four seasons saying everything about that. But shout out to TD. I love you. But listen, man.
No one's tanking.
No one's tanking. I'm not saying throw in the towel. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we just have a quarterback issue.
Of course.
The word tank is not anything I'm talking about. I know some people are going to be talking about it in Jets land, but I am not. So I don't think TD is right at this point. All right, let's get into some chats. Let's get into the next caller. But before we do, Lissell, what can the running back do when the Pats are doing cover zero blitz the whole damn game? Now, that is very true. It's hard to run the ball when you have a defense that's not threatened by the quarterback and they're stacking the box. And that's the reality.
So ridiculous that so much man coverage across the board yesterday from the New England defense, and we don't have a quarterback that can find the right guy, find the right 1v1 matchup and throw the ball.
It does bring up a good point. I think it's hard to blame Zach on the run game mishap, but it kind of is like when you have a quarterback that the defense is not threatened by, They just stacked the box.
Of course, yeah.
And it's like that's the sad reality. So he does bring up a good point.
And you know, we continued to run the ball, especially on first down when it just was not working.
It was
And
so predictable. The calls, too.
Of course, the passing game wasn't working very well either. So I don't know. Maybe we should have just gave up. I don't know.
Whack Wilson, check down on 4th and 10, disgraceful. Yeah, man. And that was no excuse on that end. You know, you heard what Zach had to say about that play at the end in the press conference, and it just makes me sick to my stomach. And Lazard, he had a chance to hit Lazard on an out route. It wasn't not an easy throw to hit, but you got to at least test it on 4th and 10, my man. What are we doing here?
You just can't throw before the stakes.
You can't, man. You can't. All right, let's get into the next caller. What's up, man?
How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, bro?
I'm just enjoying my Monday.
How's your Victory Monday going, Andy? It's going nice?
It's not bad. Don't worry, Richie. Not going to be too rough on you.
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
I do agree with Jack on one thing.
Still down?
I don't need to beat you down. You're going to beat yourself down. I do agree with Jack on one thing, though. I could give two shits about Taylor Swift attending a fucking Chiefs game. Like, oh my
Dude.
God. In my state, every 5 fucking seconds.
And your team dominated yesterday. So can you imagine how I felt after witnessing what I witnessed yesterday and having to hear about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce on Good Morning Football this morning?
You didn't have to watch that game either. You were driving home.
I wanted to claw my eyes out.
And Andy, you know what makes this worse? Guess who's coming to town to the Jets next week on Sunday Night Football? It's the Chiefs.
Travis
and if I see fucking Taylor Swift in a box at MetLife Stadium dancing while beating the Jets, I am going to rip my hair out of my head. Like I can't.
As you should.
I can't fathom that. Like I can't believe the NFL is riding this story. It's
I had
not
to hear
even.
Kyle Brandt talk about Taylor Swift this morning.
Like
what
usually
are we
when
doing?
somebody famous goes to the game, it's like somebody
show 'em on the Jumbotron and you're done with it.
Once. Like they're going every play, they're going back to her. It's like, are you just gonna invite her in the booth to like talk about the game, or like what the fuck you doing?
It's crazy, man.
It's hilarious, man. It's so annoying, man. Andy, congratulations to your Bills. They destroyed the Commanders, and I'll see you on the round table Wednesday night, and of course tonight as well.
Yeah, I'll be watching both times, and obviously, it just depends on Wednesday how busy it gets, if I can get on there or not. Usually I can sneak on, but don't worry, Richie. If Jets fans don't show up, I'll be there for you.
Oh man, Andy, you're always there. I can appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the call.
Thanks, Andy.
Got to show respect to Andy. He didn't press us too much.
Yeah,
when he had every chance to.
Rent free though. Still appreciate you, Andy.
Appreciate you, Andy. Seriously, bro. I respect all non-Jets fans supporting Jets media, and of course, I support every Jets fan. But like, if you're a non-Jets fan still supporting me, thank you, because you've been through a lot with us.
From one Richard to another Richard.
We got Rick saying, even though I'm an Eagles fan, I follow this channel through the dark times. Thanks for your hard work. One Richard to another Richard. Yo, Jack. Well, Richard, thank you for supporting. And this is another perfect example of what I was saying. I love how we have, not only Jets fans supporting this podcast and this channel, but we have NFL fans across the world, AFC East fans, man. Thank you so much, Richard. I appreciate the support, man. Really does mean a lot.
Absolutely.
Taylor Swift better than Zach Wilson.
Honestly, at this point, let's give it a shot.
I think we got to do so. Taylor Swift back out there? What do you think? Samantha with the $5. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha,
for the $5. She doesn't have a comment, but
we'll give her a chant. I'm so sorry, by the way, guys. I kind of got a little tired of doing the chant every time, but I'm gonna get back to it for you guys.
We gotta bring those chants, man. We gotta do something. But Samantha, thank you so much for the $5. Cannot thank you enough for the super chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other super chats. Nope, I think that's it. All right, let's get into the next caller. We got Chris in the house. What's up, Chris?
What up, Chris?
What is going on? Oh my goodness. Monday morning. Bud? Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace of a game.
Say that again, Chris.
I mean, I can't even possibly phantom what I just watched yesterday, Richie. I'm telling you, Jack, I'm telling you, this morning, walked on, got on a Good Morning Football, seeing what was going on in the morning news, and I see Taylor fucking Swift. Give me a break, bro.
I'm so happy I'm not the only person that's upset by this.
I mean,
because like the last thing that Jets fans give a crap about this morning is the fact that Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce and was in the booth with his mom yesterday. Who cares, dude?
Mouth.
Who cares? Not and it's like, after the day we had, the Dolphins, as much as I hate them, hung 70 points on the Broncos yesterday. The freaking Bills dominated yesterday. There were other upsets yesterday. Richie, remind me of the other upsets.
Ravens lost to the
Ravens
Colts.
lost
Cowboys
to the Colts.
losing.
Cowboys lost to Arizona.
The Saints lost to Green Bay in a fourth quarter
A
comeback.
crazy day of
17-0.
NFL football, and it's all about Taylor Swift. It's all about Taylor Swift. She was at the game.
I swear to God, if I see her next week, I'm going to. Oh, God. Anyway, not even into that.
Don't incriminate yourself on the podcast, Chris.
Yeah, the amount of times that I saw a ridiculous play from Zach Wilson, and it was speechless. Tony Romo and Jim Nantz literally had nothing, absolutely nothing to talk about because how of a disgraceful of a play that was. By the way, don't mind my brother in the background. He's anyway, but
no problem.
That was absolutely disgraceful. They were speechless. They could not speak at all whatsoever. I mean, Zach Wilson is a bum, and any person that is rallying behind him and saying that he could be our guy, he is our franchise quarterback. I'm sorry, Salah. You cannot keep saying this is our guy. You cannot keep saying we're going to ride him out for the season. You need to say we're going to get a new quarterback because this is absolutely fucking disgraceful. Get him out of my locker room. Get him out of the team.
Chris.
I agree, man.
Man, you just brought the heat, man. Chris, that call, I could not agree more. And I feel like you're another person that's representing this fan base exactly how we feel on this fine Monday, not Victory Monday, this losing Monday morning.
Monday.
Chris, thank you for the call, man.
Thank you, Chris.
I really appreciate that. Appreciate you big time.
Care, bud.
I mean, listen, hearing like Jets fans, and guys, I don't want to rename this podcast, but I think we're back to this, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we're back to the therapy sessions. We're back to Jets Therapy. And Jets Therapy was a time on Jets Media when I first started this channel where we would come on here on Monday after losing every Sunday. It felt like
Adam Gase was our head coach.
Adam Gase was the head coach, and we would just be this time where I would open up the call-in shows for you guys to come on here and just let it out. And we're back.
And we're back, man. This is the Jets Media Podcast.
And I do want to say something.
Jets Therapy Edition.
And you know what, like, makes this more upsetting for me, and I know Jets fans are going to agree with this. Like, we're used to misery, we're used to failure, we're used to this, but this just feels different because the difference here is that we had an offseason of so much excitement and it wasn't like excitement where we had to convince ourselves. Like, it felt real. It felt like, wow, we're finally turning the page. We have a quarterback. We have a team that's stacked. We have, Hard Knocks is making it feel like we're going to the top. One Jets drive. I mean, everything was just on the ride, and we had not only Jets fans being excited, but we had the NFL behind us. We had the national media behind us, where like everywhere you look
now.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere you look, you see people praising the Jets and picking them to win the Super Bowl and everything. And like as Jets fans, we're like, holy crap, like we finally did it. But then there was also this underlying anxiety that Jack and I always talk to each other about, and we talked about it openly on the channel about like, wow, we've never had this much expectations to meet. Now that brings a lot of, worry, like, okay, what if we don't meet these expectations? And then that excitement just to get ripped from our hearts within 4 snaps, it feels different, right? It's different where if we had an offseason like, okay, Zach is going to year 3, nobody believes in Zach going to year 3, but hey, we'll see. But that's not the case. The offseason, there was so much excitement, so much positive energy for it to get ripped away so fast, criminally fast, where someone deserves to be in jail. I mean, what's going on here?
And it's I mean, you see it at the stadium, man. It broke my heart yesterday. I mean, the Jets fans always bring the energy, and we were part of it yesterday, and it's always great to be there. But the energy in that stadium yesterday compared to the energy Monday night, week 1, obviously before Rodgers went down, night and day. So, we see, what Aaron Rodgers really brought to this team, without even, playing more than a drive, just what he brought to this locker room, to the fan base as well. It's just insurmountable. And then it's thrown into Zach Wilson's lap. And that's a lot for a young guy like him to deal with. And I'll continue to say I feel bad for Zach Wilson, but him as a quarterback, he's just not going to be able to get it done, man. And this offense is so predictable and so limited with him as the quarterback. The one thing you could say that he does have over Rodgers is the youth, the mobility that comes with youth.
And the one play he utilizes it. Okay, good job. Holding. And
exactly.
then a safety.
Dude, I was just about to say that. But yeah, I mean, not even Zach Wilson's legs could do anything to help us win yesterday. And when they did, freaking holding on the rookie. And we're all excited to see Joe Tippmann out there, right? Let's Joe Tippmann, baby. Let's see it.
Rookie debut.
Holding on the most crucial, third down conversion attempt of the game. So.
And then a safety.
What are you going to do, man?
And then a safety. Oh, my God. LaSalle comes in with another $5. I'm not happy with asking this question. What college QB are you looking at right now in the draft? Next year for me, it's Michael Penix.
Couldn't even tell you, brother. I have no idea.
Listen, man, you know me. I know that unfortunately, it's trending that way where we have to start talking about our first-round pick, but I'm just going to be completely honest yet again. That's the last thing on my mind. I'm not doing any research into quarterbacks. I'm not doing any research into prospects.
Zero.
That will come, obviously, because it's my job that. But in this moment in week 3, heading into week 4 in the NFL season, I'm just not looking about that. I'm not looking like, who could be the franchise quarterback for us next year? That's just not what I'm doing. So I'm sorry to answer it that way. But listen, I know that this is a really deep quarterback class, so it is an exciting class from that perspective, but I just don't know, and I don't have an answer, and it's that simple. Samantha with another generous super chat. Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha.
I like to see less of Cook and more of Gibson. Can we give Gibson some love? Because I think he's one of the only positives.
Yeah.
Me and Jack were watching that game in person. We're just like so impressed. Every time Gibson did anything, we're just like,
I don't know how Gibson would replace Dalvin Cook. Maybe you meant Cobb? Because sign me up for that. I mean, although Randall Cobb was getting open yesterday, the ball, wasn't getting to him, but this one corner route, go check it out. It's out there. Cobb's wide open for a touchdown on a corner route. And the ball just wasn't getting his way. But in terms of Gibson, put him in the freaking slot, man. Let's see what he's got. He's so elusive every time the ball is in his hands. And, you get that feeling that every time he catches a punt, he can take it the distance. So he's a dynamic, young, undrafted guy who made this roster. And, I think at this point, let's see what he's got in terms of, being used on the offense, because every time he gets the ball in his hands, there's, he at least makes somebody miss. So I don't know why not, but we have, first thing we got to do is the quarterback.
I agree. Let's get,
this is for the previous couple chats, by the way. We'll let this ride out.
Round of applause and a JTS chat chant for everybody that sends in a super chat, because we appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
LaSalle, understandable, man. I appreciate you understanding.
Thank you.
But it will come when we have to talk about that.
It will come.
And I'm going to cry. I'm going to literally cry on the camera that I can't believe we're talking about quarterbacks in the draft. That makes me sick to my stomach. Poppy, the next caller. What's up, dude?
What up, man?
Hi, man.
How you doing, bro?
I just feel defeated, man. That game just defeated me. My fantasy team is not doing that bad. We're down by 10 points. They got AJ Brown and the Rams tight end, and I got the Eagles kicker and T. Higgins. So I'm just hoping Burrow's in tonight.
Well, there you go. Hopefully your fantasy football team can do something for you, because my fantasy football team was going up against Devontae Adams last night, and I was watching that man just go crazy, and now I lost. So I have a Jets L and fantasy L's, Poppy.
Let's get into some negatives now. I'm going to take a break from the Jets. I can't watch them anymore. It's just unwatchable. Like, how can we possibly lose to them 15 times? And it's just sad.
It's so sad.
Listen,
there's no sugarcoating. It's just nothing but pure sadness.
I think about that all the time, man. And I know he won't admit it ever, but come on, that thought's got to cross Richie's mind. Like, come on, can I just take a break? But
yeah,
this is what we
but
do,
I've
man.
been
We're embedded here. We're cemented in.
I've been a Jets fan since I was.
But you, of course, can take a break, man. Do what you got to do. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
I've been a Jets fan since Chad Pennington, and I loved Matt Mark Sanchez. He was my guy. He was my bro. And then we just take a big dump
Yeah.
on
You're
our
right.
whole yeah. But
So you were a Zach Wilson guy when we drafted him. You were, or before we drafted him, you wanted us to draft Zach Wilson?
no, I wanted who is his name now? There was 2 quarterbacks I thought about before that. He's on Tampa Bay now. I can't remember his name. Baker. I wanted Baker. That was the first one. I was hoping Browns would draft Sam Darnold. That's who I actually wanted first. And then I wanted the guy Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, well,
And
so did we
those
all.
2 never
How
went
about
through.
the Jaguars, though?
Yeah, the Jaguars put up a little stink fest yesterday, which is
The Jaguars are shit in the bed.
Hey,
Now,
Trevor
who we
Lawrence,
should
how's he
trade
doing down
for?
there?
Now, who we should trade for? We have to get Green Bay on the phone, give them like a 6th round pick so we can take our 1st round and trade for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, I'm from Michigan, so Michigan State's my team. We have to trade for Kirk Cousins because he saved Michigan State's franchise. I'm telling you, he got him to the Rose Bowl and all that good stuff. He's so much better than Zach Wilson. So much better.
Yeah,
There's no doubt.
The only issue with Kirk Cousins is not him as the quarterback, but it's kind of like there's one thing about this entire season that people need to remember is that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback in 2024. And, like, that's the fact. I mean, that's going to happen. And, like, if you go out there and trade for Kirk Cousins, what is that for? To salvage and go to do what this year? To go try to win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins? So, like, the unfortunate reality is we do have to have a long-term perspective of 24 and at the same time this season. And I think that's why the Jets coaching staff are trying their best, which is obviously not being smart because it's proving to be the wrong decision. But they want Zach Wilson just figure it out and win this year so we can just get Aaron back next year. Because if you trade for Kirk Cousins now, then it's going to be a weird situation next year. Okay, Kirk is what's going to happen? He's going to move on to free agency, and then we spend all that capital for what with Kirk, and then Rodgers returns at 24. So I think that's a thing that like kind of is holding the Jets back from getting Kirk Cousins. But
One more thing, Richie, before I leave.
Absolutely.
Woody Johnson. I'm going to blame Woody Johnson for one thing, our damn field. And everyone's thinking, oh, it's not Woody Johnson's fault. I posted on Facebook on the biggest Jets group, and everyone defended Woody Johnson. And I can't believe it because that probably could have hurt Aaron Rodgers more because that freaking turf, man.
Yeah, the turf stinks, and I think it's a Giants and Jets error.
I think it's a disgrace at this point that there's 2 teams in this big of a market.
Thank you for the call, Poppy. We appreciate
you. Yeah, thank you, Poppy. I think it's an absolute disgrace that 2 multi-billion-dollar franchises in the biggest sports market in the country, are still relegated to sharing a stadium in New Jersey, with crappy, notoriously bad turf that injures people. That, by the way, we walked onto the field yesterday, and I understand it was raining all day. You couldn't even see the lines on the field, man. Like I don't know what the MetLife Stadium, turf staff, whatever the hell they're doing. It's the entire situation is a disgrace.
I'm tired of a Giants issue too. It's a Jets and Giants
I am
conglomerate.
so tired of sharing a stadium with the New York Giants. I'm so tired of having to go to Jersey for every game. Shout out to all my Jersey people. I love you guys. I know it's more convenient for you guys. We sat in 2.5 hours of freaking traffic after a miserable loss yesterday. I wanted to off myself. I wanted to grab the wheel as Richie was driving and drive us off the GW bridge into the drink. But regardless, I think it's a disgrace that we still share a stadium with the New York Giants. And I don't know.
Sorry,
let's bring in somebody else here.
All right, we got a caller who I can't wait to get in here, man. We got James. James, yesterday we had a lot of excitement heading into that game, bro. What the hell happened?
Bro, what happened? So, first off, it was a pleasure meeting you guys. I enjoyed myself.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to every Jets fan. We have the best fans in the world, bro. We weathered that weather. No pun intended. That shit sucked. It was terrible. It was horrible, but we did it. That Pats team doesn't worry me at all. They're about as worrisome as a fart in a fucking breezy afternoon, and we shit the absolute bed. And there's only one culprit, and that's this kid. He sucks. He's not it, bro. After his first read, done. He's frantic. He panics. He sucked. He was horrible, bro. We couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time yesterday. It was pathetic. It was horrible. With that being said, the defense was if you allow the other team 13 points and you can't put up enough to win the game, that's all that needs to be said. We can't get the running game off because they don't respect him as a passer.
Yep.
They don't respect him. Bill Belichick had him shut down from jump, from the get-go. What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? The defense did exactly what they were supposed to do, and this kid sucks. 4th and 10, you throw the ball a yard from the line of scrimmage? A yard? And you expect what? Tyler Conklin to make someone miss and go 9 yards?
That's literally
Come
what
on.
Zach Wilson said to the media about that. He's like, yeah, I didn't like what I saw in the back
Dude,
end,
I
and,
didn't even watch. I didn't watch anything yesterday because I was so pissed off. I couldn't even bring myself to do it.
He said
But
he figured Conklin could beat that guy and get a first down rather than throw the ball into a
that's what he
tight end.
said?
Yep.
Well, that's an idiotic statement, and he sucks. That's exactly. I mean, you can't. You got to throw the ball past the sticks. It's 4th and 10, and you throw it a yard expecting your tight end. We can go into so much stuff. We can go into everything, the personnel, everything from here and there. And I think Green Bean. I watched something this morning. Green Bean talked about the personnel, and he was dead on. But you cannot. You can. It's unfathomable to think that he expected that to go 10 yards. It's pathetic. It's a loser mentality. The kid just doesn't have it. He's got more self-awareness than Helen Keller. He can't feel the pocket. He just can't. He's not it, bro.
How many more
He's
times,
not it. And
how many more times, real quick, James, how many more times do Jets fans, whether it's Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, freaking Mike White, how many more times do Jets fans have to watch our quarterback throw it short of the sticks when we have to get a first down? How many more times do we have to watch that garbage before
I don't know.
before we start dying off slowly?
Jack, I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I'm going to stick to my fucking guns. I'm not going to another game for the rest of the year. I'm not.
Good for you.
I won't.
James.
I go to 5 games a year. I am not going to another fucking game for the rest of this year because that trash that they put on the field, all these Jet fans, shout out to every Jet fan. We're sitting out there in the rain, in the wind, and we have to watch that bullshit? No. I'm fucking done with it. We got to stand up. This has to be stopped, bro. We cannot keep doing this because this is an absolute mess. How can we run the ball? Belichick, I would say a lot of stuff. You know what, sucker? All right. He needs, bro, he teed off on us. He pinned back the whole game because he knew Zach was not going to beat them. He knew it. They were down 3 DBs in the secondary. 3. And we still couldn't do shit. We couldn't do anything. I'm flat out sick of it. I'm done with it. And I tried. I told my girl said, yo, don't get all worked up. She's already pissed at me that I went to the fucking game. I went because I said, no, we're going to win the game. We're going to win the game. She didn't go. I came back home. She said, yeah, now look, now we got the house a mess. There's fucking boxes everywhere. You went to the game and we did nothing. So I'm done with this team right now. I'm going to watch them every week like I always do. But I will not pay for another fucking game again until I see some consistency. The running game, you can't run the ball if there's no threat. You can't. So
You're so right, man.
I promised myself I would be calm and cool.
But now
I'm doing my best.
But you got it out, man. You got it out, and it's still early.
I had to get it out.
So freaking enjoy the rest of your day, brother.
And dude, you don't have to be calm and cool, James. You have to let it out. Like Jack said, like this is I like to call it Jets therapy, right? There's a lot of things boiled inside of you, and this is the time to let it all out because it's healing to do that.
I'm just sick and tired of
100%.
like I went in with such good expectations. I was talking so much shit up and down every single parking lot. You name it, I said it. And what happened? I got shit on my face. I sat on the train. I got heckled. Ate a shit sandwich all the way home. and that's what happened. But I love
James,
we love you
we lost
too.
you.
Oh, there he is.
James, we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for sticking with us. Great to meet you yesterday.
We
Thanks
love
for
you,
bringing that
James.
fire.
You're a legend, bro.
100%.
Dude, James is not kidding, man. James was on one yesterday in that tailgate, man. James was walking around doing laps around the parking lot of MetLife Stadium. Every single Jets fan he saw, he goes up to and says, "Meet me in there, baby. Meet me there, baby. Meet me there." It's freaking awesome, man. James is a legend. James constantly brings that energy. I love it, and we appreciate it, man.
No, 100%, dude. James brought that crazy energy yesterday, and I can't thank him enough for just showing Jets media support at the tailgate and just represent this fan base, because I think that he embodies basically exactly how this entire Jets fan base feels. Andy with the super chat, and it's even worse with the 15 straight losses, and match that Richie has to sit on the round table and deal with master of work and TD Finn's talk. Seriously, Andy, and then on top of that, your damn profile picture just reminding me of the moment of when we lost Rodgers. So thank you, Andy, for that profile picture. And I don't know how I'm going to stomach tonight and Wednesday night, but hey, this is what I signed up for. And I talk the talk. Now I got to walk the walk. And that's what it comes down to, doing this for a living. So I am not running. Bergen County Photo Booth. Hey, this is the man.
What's up, man?
Guys?
Wait,
This is Hector.
quick round of applause and JTS for our boy Hector.
Wait, I do want to give him some love real quick, because I want to show the people the work that this man did, which was freaking fantastic.
Yeah, Hector, you're an awesome guy. And if you guys are in the Jersey area, I don't know how far you travel, Hector, you want a photo booth for a party you're throwing, anything like that, hit up Hector, man. He's the man with the plan.
Dude, Hector, I'm going to pull up some photos that you took yesterday for the people, because they deserve to see it. Let's see. Which one should I pull up? We got... That's a good one.
That's great, man.
Oh, come on. So Hector was the guy at the photo booth at the Jets Media Day tailgate hosted by Gotham City Crew. Here's a photo of my man Hector that pulled up for us. And look at the graphic he made. Look at that. Jets Media Day. That's me and Lou, one of the many brains behind the Gotham City Crew. And then my good friends Paul and Brooke to my right and to my left. And that's Lou right there. I mean, Jets Media Day was a really, really big success outside of the rain and outside of the Jets L that we suffered. But again, this photo booth was great. You brought a lot of awesome, this graphic was great. And I just can't thank you enough for bringing this to life, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, buddy.
There's a lot of fun photos that I can show you guys. I mean, and these will all be on the recap video as well. So, guys,
yeah,
thank
make sure you stay tuned for that recap video.
The recap video is going to be sad because it's going to be a lot of hype heading in. But yeah, look at our faces. Look at how excited we are. Woohoo! We're going to the Jets game. Yay! Jets are going to win. Right. Jets are going to win.
Right.
So, man, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it, Hector.
James,
J-O-B.
let's go, J-O-B. Now, this is my great friend who was at Jets Media Day yesterday, and this is one of my best friends, man. So James says, what a good day with the boys yesterday, despite the weather and the loss. Congrats on the successful event, Richie. Thank you, man. Thank you for your help, because without your help setting up the tents and all that stuff, James, it wouldn't have been as smooth as it was.
Absolutely.
When is the recap video live? The recap video of the event will be live probably sometime tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting, again, because last year's recap video was a lot more eventful because we matched the hype before the game with the win. This time, the hype before the game is not going to be matched, because you're going to see me going crazy and seeing me hype up this team for us to lose. So it's going to be a kind of
It is what it is, man. You can't beat yourself up over that. Nobody controls these outcomes. We're going to get hyped up before every single Jets game. That's what we do, baby.
I know. It's going to be true. Justin with the 99 cents.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it, Justin. Here's one for you, bud.
And that's to freaking James as well, and to the legend at the photo booth. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into the next caller. We got Sharif in the house. What's up, dude?
Sharif, what's going on?
What's going on, Jay? Oh, how y'all feel?
Been better, man.
Could be better.
Hey, I think it's gonna get better. Last time me and you talked, we talked about Aaron Rodgers coming to the game, but we had to wait for that receiver. You remember that convo we had?
I do remember that convo, man.
Got some more footage for you.
Let's hear it.
We gotta stay positive, brother.
Oh, this is what I need to hear, man. Please continue.
I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing a lot of Jets fans, but I'm not hearing fans. I'm hearing a lot of haters.
Uh-huh.
This is what I think about the game yesterday. If you reflect back to the Buffalo game, it was the same game in a different boat. Just was an Aaron Rodgers presence. We need tackles, especially on the left side. Dalvin Cook, I think that was a bad pickup because it takes away from Brees Hall getting comfortable out there on the field. Dalvin Cook is hurting us. He's not even running hard. Also, that drive Zach Wilson had, that was a positive drive. We got to find a package for him. Once you find a package for him, roll him out a little bit more. Keep him in the shotgun. Don't put him underneath the center. We'll be all right on that form. Our receivers, they got to catch the ball. A lot of passes was dropped. Even with the Hail Mary, what was Lazard looking at? He could have caught that. Touchdown, game over. That's a victory. Salah got to make better decisions. So, you know what I mean? We just 1-2, long care.
So my question to you, man, is how do you want to see this Jets team go out there against the Chiefs? Like, what needs to happen for them to pull off this upset? Is it a coaching adjustment? Is it the offensive line? Is it what do you think that needs to happen in order to get this team ready to go? Maybe not beat the Chiefs, but looking ahead to the Broncos, which seems more like a reasonable win. Like, what do they got to do to get that W?
Defense got to play like a Super Bowl defense.
Yeah, man. You got that right. And, like, when it comes to the Jets offense, how do they counter when you're trying to run the ball and the opposing defense is stacking the box because there's no threat against the pass? Like, how do you think they should, like, how do they try to establish a run when the defense is stacking and loading the box?
We got to mix it up. Too conservative.
I agree, man. Too conservative is right, man.
10 to 15-yard routes.
They're coaching
every
scared.
Once in a while. Throw the run in there. Head up the play action. Beat them deep. We got Wilson out there. We got Lazard out there. We got to mix it up, man.
I agree. Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for bringing some positive light to this dark day for this Jets fan base because we need more of you. We need more energy like you, Sharif. So I cannot thank you enough, dude. Really, seriously.
Hey, I appreciate the invite, man. Always go Jets. Forget everybody else.
That's what I'm talking about. Go Jets. F everybody else. Sharif, thank you so much for the fire call, man. Cannot thank you enough, dude. And, like, we need more of Sharif, man. We need more of that.
Can I say what I want to say?
Of course.
There's absolutely nothing to be excited about based on the game we saw yesterday. Not one thing. Not a single thing. And while I appreciate the positivity, absolutely, and I appreciate the call, and we love the positivity, it's great, there is not a single thing to be excited about after yesterday. And I just got to keep it real with you guys in the chat. I don't know, man. While I appreciate a positive outlook, there's not a single thing to take away from that game yesterday and be excited about to look forward to. Sharif is saying, we got to be positive, we got to look forward, and then listed 15 things that we did wrong yesterday after that. So I don't know, man. Appreciate the positive outlook, but there's nothing there.
And that's the thing about this is like
There's
we have
nothing
to
there.
we have to like be rational with our positivity, and I'm trying my best here, guys. I mean, I'm not a pessimist, but it's hard to find something to hold on to. And like the only thing I can hold on to is that the defense did their job and they had one busted coverage and they got stops on third downs and they got the ball when we needed to the most. But outside of that, I don't even care because we went up against, and that's another thing about that game yesterday, Jack, is the New England Patriots are terrible, but the sad reality is we're worse. And that's what makes me so pissed off because the Patriots are such a bad team and they look so bad, but we looked worse. So it's not even like, I'm not even like taking a shot at the Patriots because we lost to you guys and you beat us 15 straight times. I get all that. But you watch that game and you just think to yourself, oh my God, if we had a competent everything, just a competent quarterback, maybe a competent coaching staff. I don't know, man. We win that game with Rodgers. That the talk about Dallas, we probably don't win that game with Rodgers, but yesterday we win with Rodgers, and that I'll stand on that, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
and I will.
And it's a shame. It's a shame that we have to expect our defense to play absolutely perfect in order for us to win. But the sad reality of the situation is the one explosive play of the entire game yesterday was led up by our defense. There was nobody near, whichever tight end caught that ball and ran forever with it. And our defense, although we need to expect our offense to score more than 15 points, the defense is not going to play perfectly all the time. And the one touchdown that we did let up yesterday was completely blown.
Yeah,
So where do we go from here, man? Where do we go? I mean, the one thing we haven't even mentioned at all, and credit to Mac Jones for getting the ball out of his hands. Not a single sack yesterday from this Jets defensive line. So I know we've spent a lot of this stream piling on to Zach Wilson and the offense and Hackett and whatever. The Jets defense did not have the game that they should have had yesterday against a terrible Patriots offense. They should have been absolutely destroying Mac Jones all afternoon. We did not sack him a single time. They sacked Zach Wilson 3 times. There were no turnovers by Zach Wilson, thankfully, but we did not force a turnover ourselves. So while this loss is certainly more to blame on Zach Wilson and the offense, I think it's officially time that we can say our defense is potentially a little bit overhyped and overrated because they were not able to turn the game around in our favor yesterday.
And there were so many opportunities too. I mean, that Michael Carter, the second dropped pick.
No sacks on a rainy day like yesterday, where Mac Jones still drop back to pass plenty of times, is pathetic. Pathetic.
I know, man. Say that again. The next caller,
Pathetic.
we got Barney, who was at Jets Media Day yesterday. Barney, good to see you, man.
All right,
What up,
man.
buddy?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to drop a little more positivity on you. Us older guys like me and Sharif probably got a little more history. Well, first of all, I just want to say, I'll drop this positivity, man. Seriously, Richie, you threw a great event. We got there a little late for the tailgate, but you met my daughter who's in from college. She's a bit of a casual fan, but let me just say, we also saw you. There was a little confusion about which gate to get on the field, and you were working it. So you won yesterday. I just want to put that out there, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man.
Got the T-shirt, met your mom, who's adorable. It was all good. So you guys are doing such a good job. So you guys should give yourselves a high five.
Thank you, man.
As far as the Jets, being with my daughter, and she's a casual fan, she kind of just went because she thinks Zach Wilson is cute. Like, she was like, at the end of the game, she's like, why is everyone so upset? If they almost caught that ball then and would have won the game. She didn't understand. It's like, it's a little more complicated than that. But she really put it in perspective for me. And if I was watching this game at home alone, I would have been as mad as who's the guy in the car. I would have been
James.
like that guy. I mean, and my family will attest. Like, that's what I get. Like being there at the game in the rain. It sucked. They lost. It sucked. But it was like, hey, we're in this together. And as far as like what to do, I think they're going to make a change at quarterback. I mean, we all saw coming home. I didn't see it at the game, but you saw the clips of G-Dub getting upset, Michael Carter getting upset. That locker room's about to explode. I hate to say it, but I still like Saleh. I'm not sure about Hackett, but here's the thing. Kansas City, we have nothing to lose now. Like, the one thing I miss from Hackett seems like a more affable guy and is more fun. We all saw it in Hard Knocks, but I miss some of the stuff LaFleur was doing, which what's his name is doing down in Miami, like with the motion and this just do some
there's no pre-snap motion.
Do some flea flickers. Like, who cares? Like, it's like Hackett's not going to get fired as long as Rodgers is still on the team. Like, they're playing everyone. Zach sucked, all right, and I think he has to go. I feel for the kid, but he's a little rich kid from Utah. He'll be fine. But they have to do something. I know I said I'm going to be positive, and I'm being negative. They gotta out. They gotta just play, and you hear Aaron Rodgers saying on a McAfee and say, oh, they just got to play loose, and they're not playing loose. I mean, maybe if Rodgers gets back in the building, he'll remind them all. It's like, hey, you guys lost me. You're probably going to lose anyway. Just go fucking have fun. And then, you get, I mean, it really is a game of inches. And let me just say last thing is you guys were talking about the turf. I'm with you on that because I don't know if you guys went and saw the replay after. And we went down. We were right there when it wasn't Lazard. It was my daughter says the guy with the weird eyes from Hard Knocks, Randall Cobb. If you saw the replay, he slipped on that freaking turf. He slipped on the damn turf again. And I was with you guys on the field, and it kind of, I know they said, oh, this new turf is the best turf. It's like, it wasn't even, and it was like, I don't know, because obviously they have to switch it for the Giants and the Jets. It's like, man, that's a longer term thing. But anyway, listen, guys, we're all still getting over the Rodgers thing. as Jet fans, we just got to be like, you know what? I don't want to say the season's lost. You never know what could happen, but we got to think long term. Aaron's coming back. We're going to have a draft. We're probably going to have a good pick in the draft no matter what happens. We're going to get some better players. We're going to fix this thing. It's not going to be until next year, but just keep the faith, have fun. We're going to win a couple games. Let's enjoy those, and keep
Barney,
doing
I
what
think
you're doing,
a good topic that you brought up that I think is really important for this mindset of this team is the idea that Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee shows: go out there and play free and play with fun. And I don't think
they
playing
didn't yesterday.
Free. Exactly.
They were not. Nobody was playing free.
And that's the issue I have right now. Yeah. And maybe when Aaron comes and he just rejuvenates that kind of mindset of, play with like there's you have nothing to lose out there. Yep. And I don't feel like
you don't. We're going up against Mahomes. Who thinks even with Rodgers we'd probably lose that game? Like,
and I think that's a great mindset for this team. Just like go out there and obviously get on your business and try to have, from a team standpoint, have confidence in yourself, but also go have fun. And I think that's something that, Zach Wilson needs to find individually is to play with fun, like, the childhood dream that you have of playing quarterback in this league and play free and play like you just enjoy. And it feels like he's not having fun out there because he's stinking it up. And that's the reality of it.
For all people like Baker Mayfield's issues, like, whenever he goes to the Rams, he goes on wherever he goes, like you can tell the guy loves football. And I think a lot of the guys on this team love football. You saw that passion from Carter and Garrett they just want to win. But it's like, you got to just, it's like, you lost your starting quarterback. Just come on, let it fly, man. But anyway, keep doing what you're doing, man. You guys are awesome.
Barney, can't thank you enough for all the support on the event yesterday and like everything that you brought. It was great to meet you yesterday, and I can't thank you enough for coming out to Jets Media Day, man, because that took a lot of time and effort for me to put together, and I know it wasn't the victory that we wanted to be celebrating on the field, and again, Barney, can't thank you enough, and thank you for showing my mother some love. I'm sure she'll appreciate that, and she was talking about you last night. She said that she enjoyed her conversation with you, so thank you, Barney. I appreciate you, as always. And I just think that he brings up a good point where, like, the Jets have nothing to lose at this point. So why not just go out there and leave everything out on the line and play free and play fun? Because right now, it doesn't feel like there's a joy.
I can't believe we're talking about having fun. I really can't. And I know I'm negative Nelly. That's what I am. But what is fun about what we saw yesterday? What's fun about losing to the freaking New England Patriots for 7.5 now years in a row? The last 15 times we've played the New England Patriots, we've lost. What is fun about that? Go out and have fun. Play loose. Play free. The quarterback sucks. The team can do nothing without a quarterback. What is fun about watching the Jets take a 15th straight loss to the New England Patriots? What's going to be fun about watching us get dismantled on primetime national television by the freaking Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday night? What is fun about any of this since Aaron Rodgers freaking got hurt? Besides the Xavier Gibson miracle punt return touchdown, what about this season since the actual season began has been fun? Absolutely none of it. None of it. We're back in hell where we've always been, where we live, where we feel the most comfortable, and where we know it the best. What is fun about this? Absolutely nothing at all. And it blows my mind. Barney, love you, man. This is not a personal attack at you. It's never personal with anybody, but it blows my mind that people are out here saying with this laissez-faire attitude. Robert Saleh has the same attitude, it seems. There's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of we wanted to win the Super Bowl this year, and now we're screwed. We need to find a way out. No. We got to go out and play loose and have fun and just play carefree and maybe things will turn around. Nonsense, man. Absolute nonsense. There's no time for fun. We should have already had a veteran quarterback in the building from the moment Rodgers went down. That person's nowhere to be found. It's an organizational failure. It's a failure on Joe Douglas. It's a failure on Robert Saleh and the coaching staff to not have Zach Wilson ready to play football. It's a failure on Zach Wilson for sucking as a quarterback. It's a failure all around. There's nothing fun about this. We can't just lay back and have fun. Am I missing something here? I don't know. Sorry about that.
No need to apologize at all, Jack. Let it all out. That's what this is all about. Jets Unleashed. Next caller. What's up, dude?
What up? What up? How you guys doing?
We're doing great, man. We're like excellent, if you couldn't tell. How about you? How about yourself?
Oh no, I'm pissed. I'm pissed, man. I'm about to go on a rant, man. But like,
as we all should.
I'm tired, man, dude. But this is so Wait, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, let it
I
out.
don't know. Okay. This is so bullshit. How Zach isn't the guy. I'm sorry, but this whole thing of believing in Zach, it's done. It's over. No one. Zach isn't it. And not only that, so is doubling down on this bullshit. You cannot go out there after seeing what he did out there and say he's our quarterback. He's our still starting quarterback. You have to bring somebody in. Zach isn't it. He can't pass to open receivers. He can't move this ball. He can't manage. He literally checked down, so we lost 5 yards yesterday. People don't want to talk about that. It's so annoying how everyone else in this fan, but not only that, people are defending Zach, saying, "Oh, it's the O line. The O line's bad and all that." The O line is bad. I'm not excusing that, but people are trying to save Zach because
Are people still
they
saying that
want
though after
Zach.
that game? I don't think people are saying that after this game.
Oh,
I
you
feel
should
like
go look at the
99
chat, man. The chat says otherwise.
Oh
But
wow.
no, the defense though, a lot of people the defense only hold I know we didn't get sacks, but the defense hold the Patriots to 13 points. They did the job. It's again, they didn't get sacks, and all that. I understand that, but they hold the enemy. They gave Zach 2 drives to somehow get back and win this game, and Zach couldn't do it. Instead, he throws on 4th and 10. He throws a check down. It's so annoying. It's so devastating that I have to watch this game, and I have my family members come for me, being like, "Oh, look, you're close." Have to come for me saying, "Oh, it's not that bad," when it actually is that bad. It's so frustrating. And people are saying that Rodgers wouldn't fix it. He won't fix the whole problem, but he would have done some stuff to move it and help this team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not even a question about if Aaron was still with us today and healthy, we'd be 2-1, in my opinion. I mean, it's just a disgrace on all accounts. I mean, you're saying facts. There's nothing to press you about, Jets Unleashed. Everything about that game was sickening from the quarterback play. And, you can't even talk about the other factors around the quarterback falling apart, which is the run game, which is the defense giving up that touchdown, because it all lays on the shoulders of the quarterback, because this is the quarterback-driven league, and our quarterback stinks. And by the way, guys, he's our backup quarterback for a reason, and that's the sad reality we're in. So, Jets Unleashed, I appreciate the call. I'll hopefully see you Wednesday night and let your frustrations loose on that show on the roundtable, right?
Well, I try to be there Wednesday night, man.
All right, I'll see you then, man. Jet up always.
Always, baby. Appreciate you, bud. God, I'm so angry right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my God.
We're all angry. And
I just sent myself into a spiral with that last one.
That's what this is about, man. Just let it out. It feels like it's not healthy when you're in the act of letting it out, but longevity-wise, you got to let this shit out. You got to let it all out. And I think the chat is agreeing with everything that you said. Covered in sauce with the $5. Appreciate you, dude. How realistic are my fears? This could cost us all or most of our exciting young players. Love you guys. Now, that is probably my biggest fear.
Oh, my God. Yes, mine too.
The one positive thing about this, not the game yesterday, but the just current state of the Jets team, is the studs that we have with Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, Breece Hall.
Loaded with talent.
And the sad, fear is, are we wasting them, and are they going to be elite on other teams after these next few years, right?
Well, the first answer is yes, we are wasting them. And I guess we'll have to wait and find out for that second question. But yeah, man, that keeps me up at night, man. I mean, thinking about us, potentially wasting the career of Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner and Breece Hall and, these exciting young players that we have on rookie deals. Because, there'll come a time where we're going to have to pay Garrett and Sauce Gardner at the same time. And I don't know what that's going to look like for the Jets. So,
the sad thing is, are Garrett and Sauce going to want to re-sign? That's what it comes down to as well. Are they going to say, yeah, I'll sign an extension? The Jets got to prove that they have some type of long-term vision, which the long-term vision looked good in the summer, right? It was a perfect vision just from the standpoint of, if everything goes smooth and Rodgers stays healthy and, but now we're at the standpoint of we're literally back to last year. That's what we are. We're back to last year.
It's as cruel as it possibly can be, because never again for the rest of our lives as Jets fans will we ever be able to get excited during an offseason. Never again. I don't care who we sign, who's on the team, how good the defense looks on paper, how good the offensive coordinator could potentially be reunited with whomever. There's no way to ever get excited about during an offseason again. That's the cruelest thing about this all, because us as Jets fans, we're used to playing like shit during the season. We're used to our season being over before Halloween. But, we always have those optimistic off seasons. Well, this could be it, guys. Who knows? It's an even slate. Now that's even in the rear view mirror, because, after what we just went through, how could you ever get excited about, a Jets roster again? I don't know.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the excitement level that this Jets fan base had heading into the season is a big reason why this feels worse, because usually the excitement isn't that high. So, like, we're thinking back on the excitement and thinking back to where we are this early in the season. Like, it's just pathetic. It's not like we, played with the healthy Rodgers and Rodgers stunk, right? That'll be a different feeling. But the fact that we will never get to know what Rodgers would be like with this team is how the Jets deal with adversity with Aaron, right? Because Aaron was not going to be perfect. He's not going to be the savior. He wasn't going to be MVP form. And I think we all knew that there's going to be adversity that strikes with Aaron, but we'll never know how they deal with it. We'll never know. And maybe it takes 2024 with Aaron to figure that out. But listen, it's going to be hard to really sell excitement on this team after what we're seeing, because the injury bug just seems to curse this franchise. And that's what it comes down to, man. And, like, I don't want to blame an injury, but the sad reality is we're harping on Zach Wilson right now. We're blaming it all on Zach. And guess what? He's our backup quarterback. And I know that, like, there's some backup quarterbacks around the NFL, like Gardner Minshew won with the Colts, and, but, like, name me an NFL team that's going to lose their starting quarterback in week 1 and, like, not have a disastrous season for the rest of the year. And that's not an excuse. It's just the reality that we are in, that we have to watch our backup shitty quarterback play football. That's it. And it's the reality, and it's a sad one.
Yeah, you forget now that Zach Wilson is the backup quarterback, right?
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like we're criticizing and harping on Zach like he's supposed to be the starter. And yes, we drafted him to be the guy, but the Jets brass figured themselves out last year. Like, okay, Zach's not ready to be the guy, so let's go out there and get Rodgers. And they did that for a reason. And then we got Rodgers, and now we have to sit here and rationalize our backup quarterback, Zach Wilson, and harping on him for being trash that he was. And that's the reality, and it's a sad one. It's just
as sad as it gets, man.
We have a backup quarterback, and that's when I hear AFC East rivals come at me and, like, talk shit about your seasons being over, I just can't stop but just think to myself, like, do you know why our season's over? It's out of our control. Our quarterback's hurt. Like, any of your 3 quarterbacks in the AFC East, any of your quarterbacks goes down for the season, guess what? Your season is over just as much as ours. So, like, that's what boils my freaking blood. It's not like we went into the season with Zach and we're all overhyping Zach in year 3. Like, oh, Zach in year 3, he's going to take us. That's not the case. It was Rodgers to do this, and he's not even here.
Yeah, I would never ever root for a player to get injured, but
Never.
Let's just say the Dolphins, for example, because Tua has had health concerns in the past. The Dolphins hung 70 yesterday. Are they going to be able to replicate something like that if Mike White has to play for an entire game or an entire month or an entire 2 months? What would the Bills look like if Josh Allen got hurt? It's tough, man, and it's something that us Jets fans have to deal with, and it's literally heartbreaking. And, as we've said multiple times, this is the what if season. What if Rodgers never got hurt? What if, whatever. And it's unbelievable that we're here, we're where we are, but this is the reality of the NFL. Injuries happen. And I saw somebody in the chat say before, as we were talking crap about the turf at the stadium, they said, well, you guys wouldn't be complaining about the turf if you won. We won week 1 and our starting quarterback tore his Achilles. So we've done complaining about the turf even through victories. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, 100% agree. And if you want to take a break, Jack, and go to take a bathroom break, you can, and then I'll take one after you. But because
Sounds like a plan.
I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do one person takes a break, and then you come back, and then I'll take a break, because your boys got to take a break at some point, right?
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'll be back in a few. Bathroom break
for Jack. I'm not going
For me.
anywhere, and then Jack's gonna take over when he comes back. All right. let's get into the live callers. But guys, please hit that thumbs up button. We're live here on the Jets Media Podcast. We're going to be live till 1 p.m. So we're not going anywhere. We are here through the thick and thin of things and Jets therapy session. And when we will be celebrating a Victory Monday on this podcast, I don't know when, but it's coming sometime. We'll be versing. That's going to be a shitty team. We're going to beat the Broncos. We better beat the Broncos, I'll tell you that much. All right, we got MetLife Luigi in the chat. What's up, MetLife Luigi?
Good afternoon, Richie. How you guys doing? Or, I mean, we're all kind of sad now anyways.
Yeah, man. We've been better.
Well, I was going to say, I think realistically, we should all be hitting the panic button at this point. You know, the last 3 games have been real manageable, and, you know, we could have been 3-0. But now, you know, next week we have the Super Bowl champions coming in. I know we were all sick of the Taylor Swift memes this morning, but, you know, that was for an afternoon game. Now we have a prime time, all the eyes on us. Then we have the team that got 70 points dropped on their head, but they're playing more so to get revenge at Hackett because he was their head coach last year. And then overall, the Eagles were 0-12 against them. So these next 3 weeks are going to be really dark for Jet fans. So I suggest we hit the panic button now.
I know. What other things do we have to do besides panic? I mean, there's not a glimmer of hope for this team besides like the defense, and the defense like isn't even living up to the standard that we expect. So it's kind of like just really we're at a dark stage right now, Luigi.
Yeah, we need a miracle. Because almost every scenario it just gets worse and worse. You know, do we continue to feed Zach to the wolves? You know, and like, you know, risk losing the team, you know, with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson already angry, Michael Carter already angry, you know, or do we throw somebody we signed 4 days against the Super Bowl champions and hope that they can muster up something?
Yeah, I can't believe it's sick to my stomach thinking that we have to be on Sunday Night Football. And I was so excited to be on Sunday Night Football because it's the first time in over a decade. But I think the NFL knew the reason why they put us on Sunday Night Football was for the Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes matchup. And instead, it's not the case. And we saw last night on Sunday Night Football, they're previewing the game, and the graphic was Patrick Mahomes, and it was Garrett Wilson, not Zach Wilson. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, definitely. It's bad. What we thought with the hopes of Aaron Rodgers that the schedule was going to be amazing, you know, all these primetime games, and now it's just going to be a massacre. It's going to be an embarrassment.
Yeah, and you saw what the Chiefs did to the Bears. And I'm someone that's been not buying into the hype of the Bears all off season, but like the Bears are bad and the Jets are bad. So who knows what the Chiefs are going to do to our team? I mean, the one thing the Jets do have that the Bears don't have is a competent defense. But like that game on Sunday is going to be pretty crazy, especially that the Chiefs defense looks like they're turning a corner as well. I don't know what to expect, and it's scary to even think about the entire world watching us host the defending Super Bowl champions with the potential of a Taylor Swift in the box just clowning us and dancing around on our grave, basically. That's just
Yeah, I hope there's more Jet fans and Swifties at Jet Life.
Oh, gosh. Please, Jets fans, don't disappear. We need to hold strong. Let's not pretend we haven't been here before. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Luigi, man, I appreciate the call, and the panic button, I think, has been pressed by the majority of the fan base.
Yeah, we have to look forward to something at least, you know. Pray for a miracle, guys. You have a good day, Richard.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, MetLife Luigi. And guys, we were this close from a miracle. Like, as bad as that game was, I saw a chance to somehow come out with a victory off of a sloppy game on that Hail Mary. And I don't know about you guys, but like for a moment, there was a sliver of a moment where I thought when I saw Zach Wilson cork up that deep ball and that Hail Mary, I saw Aaron Rodgers flash before my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, this could be the moment where we just channel an inner Aaron Rodgers experience. Because if anybody knows Aaron's career, he is known for Hail Mary heroic somehow plays. And what a beautiful day it would have been for us to be criticizing how bad Zach Wilson played and how bad this team played, but we still come out with a miracle win. And Cobb was just that close to that moment. And it's no excuse, but the reality is the Jets almost won it in a miracle fashion. But the point is they shouldn't have been in that situation for a miracle win. We should have had that game in the bag way earlier on. I'm just going to open up the door so when Jack does come back, I don't have to open it up for him. Hold on, guys. All right. My door automatically locks, and he needs to get in here. Dallas James Santana, bro. Dallas with the $20. I cannot thank you enough for this generous super chat for us. Everybody give my man Dallas James Santana some dono hype in the chat right now. Thank you, Dallas. I appreciate that. What's up, guys? It was funny meeting you, Richie. Thanks for the quick interview. Got to meet your mother. She was very nice. Jack gave me a fist bump on the waiting line for the picture. No excuse for Zach anymore. Well, Dallas, it was great to meet you. Thank you for coming out to Jets Media Day yesterday. It was a freaking awesome time before the game, right? The tailgate leading up to that game was one of the best times in my life as a Jets fan, man. I mean, if you guys watched the live show, it was so just genuinely humbling to be around so many supporters and just be live with the production team and bringing you guys that type of content. So thank you for coming, Dallas. I appreciate that. And yeah, no excuses for Zach anymore. I mean, there is no excuse for Zach. I can't think of one. Not one. There's not one. So Dallas, thank you for the $20, man. Cannot thank you enough for this generous super chat, my man. Really, really do appreciate that. Smokey J, another man who was at Jets Media Day yesterday. Smokey J, love our Jets, but Zach or Joe D has got to go. Smokey J, thank you for the generous $10 super chat, and thank you for coming out to Jets Media Day yesterday, man. The event, again, was a success outside of the L. But he's saying Zach or Joe Douglas has to go. I think if one of the two has to go, I'm picking Zach. Because one thing Joe Douglas has proved that he can build a roster, but he obviously is sticking to his guns about Zach, which is kind of really, really losing a lot of confidence amongst Jets fans across the world. And I agree, Smokey J. I agree. So thank you for the $10, my man.
Oh.
Jack is back. Jack is back. Let's go, baby.
Dude.
How was your break?
The break was actually, I might as well have just stayed here because the break was just spent walking around the office. Everybody I saw was like, oh, tough loss yesterday. Tough loss yesterday. I expected, a nice little 5-7 minutes of just freedom. And all these people are great people. We share an office with some awesome people.
We do.
But, walking around in Jets hat and a Jets sweatshirt, I guess I'm asking for it, right?
I guess that's what I have to go deal with on my way out.
Enjoy.
Come on. Do I have to change? They know me, though, so it's not like I can hide from it.
No, we're known as the Jets guys around here, man. So that's, it's common ground. Office small talk. Talking about sports is always better than talking about, what the weather's like today or what did you bring for lunch or all that office small talk. I guess we'd rather talk about sports at the end of the day, but woo.
It's true. Guys, if you're just tuning in, let's get to 200 likes for your boys, man. We appreciate the support. We're at 140 likes. I know that we're coming off a miserable L, and I know that the vibes are low amongst Jets fans, but it would mean a lot to me, guys, if you can simply smash that thumbs up button right now for your boys on the Jets Media Podcast. Really helps out the channel more than you know. It spreads the channel. It spreads this live stream out to more people on YouTube. Really helps out the algorithm. So a very simple and free way to support the channel, guys, is to simply smash that like button. And also, guys, if you could check us out on any podcast forum that you guys listen to your podcast, we are live on Apple Podcasts. We are live on Spotify. Just type in the Jets Media Podcast. This episode will be live later today if you want to listen to it in audio format later today. And if you're listening it right now to the audio form, I appreciate you listening up. But guys, hit that like button, guys. We appreciate it. At least the Knicks season starts in 2 weeks. Samantha, I actually just thought about that last night. I was like, damn, my Knicks are back. Maybe they'll hopefully, they're coming off a really good season last year. And the Knicks, if they even are good, it's not going to make the Jets feel any better because it's like they're separate, right? The Jets' suffering is in its own world. The Knicks' joy is in its own world, and they're separate. But I am excited for some Knicks basketball, especially with the Mets season coming to an end, which is the most disgusting season I've witnessed from my Mets in a long, long time. And it wasn't been the worst season, probably the Mets win-loss record-wise, but I'm sure Mets fans can agree this has been one of the most disappointing and gut-wrenching seasons for Mets. So that's coming to an end. Knicks is starting, and it feels like the Jets season is over before it even started. I got to start talking about my three teams because they have made me sick to my stomach throughout my entire freaking life. So we're going to get into some more callers, but I'm going to take a quick break, guys. Jack's got you covered.
Yeah, I'm going to take the next couple callers. Richie's going to go take a little break. Hopefully, Richie doesn't have to talk too much Jets on this break like I just did.
I think I'm going to have to.
Yeah, man. All right, here we go, guys.
Be right back.
Bringing in caller number whatever of the day. We've had a bunch of you guys in. But next up is our friend, our regular, Mr. Charles Gorman. Charles, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Jack? Oh, my goodness.
I'm good, man.
gracious
How are you?
Lord. Yesterday was a shit show. Oh,
Of course.
my God.
Of course.
What made me feel better was having my mother's delicious homemade chicken soup.
Dude, that is so weird. My mom made chicken soup, too. I guess it's like a rainy Northeast thing. When it rains and it's cold, it's chicken soup season.
Yeah, man. Part of me, I have mixed feelings right now. Part of me wants to feel bad for Zach Wilson. The other part of me wants to bash the shit out of the kid.
I get it.
What really kept us in the game wasn't just our defense. We got to give love to our special teams. I mean, Thomas Morstead on that beautiful punt after the safety was great. Xavier Gibson, made some beautiful returns in the return game. But our offense was just bad. I mean, the offensive line, sure, it hasn't been great all year, but they played, I thought, some of their better games of the season. Though Mekhi Becton getting beat by Matthew Judon really hurt like hell. But I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, we couldn't run the ball. I'm like this. We can't run the ball. We can't complete a pass. I'm like Jim Moore Sr. We can't get a first down. We couldn't score points. We suck. You know, that's how bad it was yesterday. But
yeah, it was, and like Richie said earlier in the stream, it's just so frustrating that every freaking time we play the New England Patriots, this is just how it goes. You know,
well,
anemic offense that can't get anything happen. What was that?
I said the first 10 plus times we lost them in a row, they had Tom Brady. Now they don't anymore,
and now they don't. So the excuses are gone. You know. And Bill Belichick's, record without Tom Brady in the building is not the best. I think he's hovering somewhere around 500. So yeah, there's really no excuses, man. But Charles, thank you so much for the call, brother. Anything else you want to get
Richie,
in?
I said hi. I'm sorry I couldn't make
man.
it. I had money problems, so bye.
Hey, no worries, man. It's all good, Charles. As always, next year. We appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Guys, appreciate all the support. As always, make sure you smash that like button. Support the Jets Media podcast. We really, really appreciate it. Make sure if you can, go check us out in podcast form as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, rate, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it. It helps support the podcast and everything we're trying to do here at Jets Media. And you guys are what makes it all happen. So thank you so much. Let me just make sure there's no super chats that I missed. I don't think there are. I assume Richie got through most of them while I was on my little break. No, we're all good to go here. All right. Up to the next caller. Everybody welcome Mr. Rami Sharaf. Rami, what's up, man?
What's up, Jack? How you guys doing today?
I'm good, man.
Not a great question after the game.
No.
I'm going to start off by telling you.
Is that a Finns jersey I see?
Yeah. I am a Finns fan. Realistic. I'm not here to talk shit or anything.
All right. I respect it either way.
So, after the Rodgers injury, we saw something with the Jets where they were saying we're going to focus on the run game, change to a run scheme. But yesterday, we didn't even see that. I mean, if you're going to tell me Breece Hall has 12 carries, Dalvin Cook has 8 carries, and you're going to get a total of 36 rush yards with Zach Wilson as your QB, you have an answer. You can't do that, especially because you have Zach Wilson. Like, I would rather have 36 rushing attempts than 36 throwing attempts, especially with a stud like Breece Hall and a veteran like Dalvin Cook, who's also a really good receiving back that's not being utilized the right way, if we're being honest.
I agree with that.
Yeah, your defense is a little bit overrated, but it's
I
a
agree
solid
with that
defense.
as well.
You guys have an A-tier defense. I won't say S-tier because I think the only S-tier defense in the league is San Francisco, but you have an A-tier defense. Your defense looks nice. Your DBs are good. Jordan Whitehead is having a hell of a season. He had 9 tackles yesterday with 1 pass batted down. He's playing incredible. Your defense is solid. But instead of having Zach Wilson take full control of this game, put him in all of these crazy situations. You need to start playing these bubble screens, these little out routes with your receivers blocking. I mean, shit, Alan Lazard, Tyler Conklin, and Garrett Wilson can block pretty much any DB, you know, and just utilize Brees Hall. I know he's coming off his injury. You don't want to load up on him, but that's what Dalvin Cook is there for as well. You know, like that's why you guys brought in Dalvin Cook. So
absolutely.
I'm not getting why the Jets are playing it the way they are. Even though you guys are rivals, I like looking at. I'm just a huge football fan in general, big Fins fan.
Yep.
But I don't understand why instead of switching to a running scheme or a short pass scheme, like gain your 4 or 5 yards per play, you're trying to force Zach Wilson to hit in these bubbles. Now he didn't throw a pick yesterday, thank God, because a pick would have made this game a lot worse. But I mean, that's all you can say. And then the other thing I wanted to say is about the D-line. The D-line needs to step up after all the hype that they got. I mean, not sacking Mac Jones once is not great.
Inexcusable.
It's not. And if we're being honest, I mean, the O-line that the Patriots have is not great. I mean, Zeke ran 80 yesterday. Why is Zeke running 80 yards?
I don't know, man. It seems like the defensive line obviously did not show up yesterday, both in stopping the run and obviously getting to Mac Jones. While Mac Jones certainly did not have a career day through the air,
Mac Jones threw 50% yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. No sacks, no forced turnovers, and the defense allowed, I believe, 8 third down conversions. So it was, not a great day for the defense yesterday. And there's people out there, and I get it, 13 points is, solid. You really can't ask for anything more than that. But when it's that tight of a game and, the one big explosive play of the day, our defense was the unit that led it up. That's a problem. And it's unfortunate that our quarterback is so bad that we're in a position where we need to ask our defense to literally play perfect football in order for us to win. But unfortunately, that's where we're at, and that's how bad Zach Wilson is. And I will say, as you're a Dolphins fan, Bill Belichick, just as well as we do. He's a game planning master. He knew that there was no reason to respect Zach Wilson's throwing ability, so he stacked the box, absolutely shut down the run, and made Zach Wilson at least attempt to beat the Patriots with his arm, and we know what that's been like for him in the past. So, Rami, I appreciate the call, brother. You as an objective Dolphins fan seems like a rare thing, but I appreciate the call, man.
Thank you.
Respect to what your team was able to do yesterday. That's freaking unreal. So enjoy your victory Monday, man, and thank you so much for the call and for the support.
Hope it goes better.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. What a call, man. Rami is talking facts, and I'm here for it. I am all here for the objectiveness from other fans, and even some crap talking if it's necessary, But yeah, guys, appreciate the support. We're gonna get somebody else in here in just a second. I just zoomed in on the screen on the monitor, so I'm trying to figure out how to undo that. I'm trying to finesse this mouse, and it's not working very well. Let me see who's next in line on the calls here. We got Jimmy Casket. Jimmy, welcome to the show, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Good, man. Zach Wilson played horribly. Bro, honestly, some of those sacks were, like, his fault. Like, the amount of time I was yelling at the TV to throw the ball away, like, it's just crazy. And like, bro, this defense, like, literally, has to do everything. Like, bro, Sauce in the post-game interview was, like, saying that, like, if they let up 0 points, they win the game. Like, that's crazy how they have to think that way. Like, I mean, in the last 2 minutes, Zach Wilson, the offense, had, like, 3 drives. Like, one of them ended in a safety. Then another one ended, and then the fourth down, he threw underneath.
Throw underneath on 4th and 10 on what is the last opportunity of the game. It's just there's nothing you can say, man. There's no excuse. But
just throw it downfield. I'd rather you just throw it downfield and throw it to Conklin. Like, what is Conklin gonna do?
Yeah, I agree.
Robert Saleh in the post-game interview literally said that he improved on decision making. what kind of decision making is that? Come on now. And then somehow the defense gets another stop and we get another chance and we almost win the game. I mean, but we shouldn't even have like a chance to win the game anyways. Like the fact that we had 3 chances in 2 minutes is a testament to this defense. It also shows how bad this offense is. And Zach Wilson's the main problem here. Like come on now. And I don't know why Robert Saleh can come on here like immediately after the game and say that Zach Wilson will be the starting quarterback. Like, why do you not at least try to get like another quarterback, like Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan? Any QB would have won this game besides him.
Yeah, I think typically that is a locker room preservation move.
Yo, bro, do you not see this?
But hold on. But I think at this point, I think the locker room might be moving against Zach Wilson. So I think maybe the better locker room move might have been to answer that question. Yeah, well, we're going to consider everything going forward. Even something as vague as that. But him saying they're committed to Zach Wilson being the starter when we know they're not. They can't be. They cannot possibly be committed to Zach Wilson being their guy for the rest of the season. So that's out the window. But I think, in a situation like that, I think it might have benefited the locker room. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say because you never want to throw your quarterback under the bus. That's number one. But, I think we might be at the point where the locker room sees no future with Zach Wilson as QB1. So, if Saleh even gave some super generic, vague answer, like I just said, well, we're considering all options moving forward, that I think would have gone farther with the locker room and certainly the fan base than his response.
Yeah, but did you not see the sideline during the game? Bro,
Yeah.
It was a disaster. Like, it was like a mutiny. Like, what's going on? How can you see that and, like, say on national television that you want to keep this man? Like, do you know what's happening to the team? The entire team is getting destroyed like this.
Yeah.
And I really feel bad for the defense because the moment they get a stop, they have to come back on the field because they see Zach Wilson coming off the field because they get another 3 and out. Like, it's crazy. They don't even have time to rest. They have to immediately get on the field.
Absolutely, man. It was a crap show. Oh, Richie comes back and instantly fixes it. I did not know what the hell I was doing there. You guys didn't see any of that, but my screen was zoomed in and I could barely see anything. But Jimmy, thank you so much for the call, man. A lot of great insight there, and we appreciate the support.
Bro, those Jets players are lying, bro. They don't like him. They don't have trust in him. Like, I was watching the interviews, and like Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner saying, "Oh, we trust in this man." No, they don't trust in him, bro. I know they hate that man. I know they hate that man. The only reason why they trust him is because they know Robert Saleh won't get another QB ever. Like, this guy can get 0 completions the entire game, and they won't get a new QB, bro.
It's very rare that a head coach and a general manager get 2 swings at drafting a quarterback. So
they fucking hate that man. I'm serious.
You might be right, man. There's no way of knowing for sure. I think these guys are pretty good with the media overall in terms of, not trying to throw anybody under the bus or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, the frustration, you saw it on the sidelines yesterday. So
hey, I would do the same thing, but I know they all hate him.
Yep. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much for the call, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
That was Jimmy, everybody. And Richie's back in business. What up, Rich?
Jimmy. What's up, man?
How was your break? Any Jets chat out there?
No, I avoided every person.
Oh.
And sat alone in misery.
Beautiful.
But just found a nice seat. Wanted to just take a breath and just disconnect from the Jets world just for a little bit to come thrown back into the reality.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it was all right. Wasn't too eventful. But what did I miss? Anything here that I missed?
Took a couple of great callers. We heard from some regulars, and it was great, man.
That's good, man. Shout out to the regulars.
We got next in line.
Let's do it,
Mr. Lee. What's up, Lee?
What's up, guys?
Lee? Thanks for staying patient, man.
No worries. I don't want to talk too much because my fiance's over here on a work call, but wanted to get your thoughts on snap counts. It's concerning. Saleh, I think it was Thursday, said, "I want to get Ruckert in the game." It's like, awesome, man. Finally, right? I mean, what a genius. Oh, my God. Wow. You want to get your tight end in the game. It's incredible. Doesn't get him in the game. And then it's weird because on defense, Lawson only played 15 snaps or something like that. So I just kind of would love to hear your guys' thoughts, and maybe you guys could go on a little bit about this because I don't want to, talk too much. But is it almost like maybe Hackett doesn't respect Saleh, and he's like, you know what, man, I feel like I can do whatever I want. Ulbricht's Saleh's guy. He's going to listen to him, say, you know what, I want to make him look good. Hackett's like, I don't care about the team. I just want to get my guys, Cobb, Lazard, in the game. 2 targets for Cobb the whole year, something like that. What did they say yesterday? Why is he on the field if he's not being thrown the ball?
Yeah,
Rucker can block.
And Mecole Hardman is a non-factor as well.
That was the other guy. So, yeah, kind of just would love to hear your guys' thoughts, right? And you guys can go back and forth and just snap count that concerning. And if you think that ties back to Saleh and any concerns with just him not being a good coach, or maybe the coordinators feel like they don't have to listen to him.
Well, Lee, thank you so much, man. That is a great point that you bring up. And I think, I mean, it's very concerning. And thank you for bringing it up. I can't believe we're 2 hours into the stream and haven't spoken about that. But Mecole Hardman, 2 snaps yesterday. Jeremy Ruckert, 1 snap yesterday. Randall Cobb, 44 snaps yesterday. CJ Uzoma, 27 snaps yesterday. So what are we doing, man? I don't know. It's to answer your question, I'm extremely concerned. I think it falls on Saleh. I think it falls on Ulbrich and Nathaniel Hackett as well. You'd like to think it's a problem of having too many talented players, but here we are not able to score more than 15 points to beat the Patriots. So, there's multiple things at work here that are causing this offense to be stagnant, that are causing this pass rush to be stagnant. And I think certain guys maybe need to see a little less time on the field, and certain guys need to be introduced.
And especially when the run game isn't working and you don't have Ruckert on the field and running situations when you can chip and you can, protect the run with Jeremy Ruckert, who is the best run blocking tight end on this team, and no doubt about it. I mean, CJ Uzama, he had a good reception and got rocked over the middle, but we need blockers. And the one thing this Jets team needs to do in order to get any rhythm on offense is run the football. And it's hard to run the football when you're going up against a defense that's stacking up the box. So why are the Jets and Saleh saying, we're going to get Ruckert the ball, or we're going to get him on the field, and he gets 1 snap? I don't understand. And then their argument about not getting Hardman last week was, we're not getting first downs. We need to string together more drives so we can get the rotation going, and then Hardman's going to get on the field. Well, I'm so sick of these excuses that we're not getting first downs for the reasons for not getting these guys on the field, because their mindset is, they're not getting on the field because we're not stringing together a long enough drive for them to be rotated. Well, how about you get those first downs and get them on the freaking field and maybe start them on the field, because what you're working with right now with Randall Cobb over Hardman and Uzama over Ruckert ain't working. So, Lee, I think this is a great topic that you brought up. Cannot thank you enough for the call, and thank you for being patient, my man.
Yeah, and if I could just say one more thing,
right?
I think it's more concerning that Saleh is bringing up that he wants to get them on the field, and then they don't. If he doesn't bring that up, you're like, you know what, maybe it wasn't in the plan. So that would make me think, all right, well, maybe on Thursday they're doing walkthroughs and Ruckert's on the field, and it's great. Maybe he's even prepared to go on the field. Maybe Zach Wilson's like, wow, I've done all these plays and run-throughs. So it's either hot air that he's spewing, or he wants to get him on the field and then doesn't have the execution on game day. Even if you're running 25 plays, if you get him on 25% or 20% of the plays, he's there 5 plays. It's about percentages and getting him on the field. So I'm a little concerned about Saleh, and I just want to bring that up. And it's perplexing because the fact that he said it, he goes, I want to get him on the field. That's the worst part to me. Other than that, appreciate it, guys.
Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, bud.
And I think that Robert Saleh deserves a lot of criticism for a lot of different reasons, and I think that's one of them for sure. When he outwardly says, we want to get him on the field, and they're not in the field, and what's the excuse this time? I mean, there isn't any excuse throughout this entire game, first of all. But the fact that every fan is on saying the same thing of getting Ruckert on the field because of the situation where you want to run the ball. Well, how about he blocks? I mean, Ruckert's the best blocking tight end on the team, and not only is he the best blocking on the tight end on the team, he's a darn good blocking tight end. Like, that's what we drafted him to be. I don't understand it. Maybe, he brings up a good point where, okay, Saleh's saying it, but then Hackett's not doing it. Maybe Saleh's telling Hackett, and Hackett's like, sorry, Saleh, this is my offense, and he's being, stubborn. I don't know.
I don't know either, man, but it's definitely concerning. And Lee makes a good point with all that, saying, if Saleh says it and then it doesn't happen, is that a bad look on Saleh? Is what is it's definitely concerning. And I don't know. The more I see Nathaniel Hackett without Aaron Rodgers, I feel like, does Nathaniel Hackett rely on Aaron Rodgers? Because we know the piss poor coaching job he did in Denver last year, given the opportunity to be head coach.
And what do we say all summer
offense,
about Hackett? That this isn't even Hackett's system; it's Rodgers' system.
Yeah. So I mean, who is Nathaniel Hackett? Is he a placeholder? Do we have an offensive coordinator? Does this guy rely on Aaron Rodgers being his quarterback in order to do great things in this league? I don't know, man. These are all valid questions that need to be asked because the offense can't do shit.
They can't. I mean, that's that simple. Like, as bad as Zach Wilson looked, there's also a lot of play designs that I was scratching my head of. Like, for example, you see a 2-man route, max protect, all the running backs protecting, the tight ends protecting, and you have a 2-man route, and both of those receivers are just running the most stupidest routes, and they're not open. And then that's when Zach runs around, he scrambles out of the pocket. And there were some times where there were guys open, but there are also some times where I'm looking at the scheme, and I'm looking at these play designs, and it looks like it's just a recipe for a failure for a quarterback. Like, what are these play designs? Why are we having 2 wide receivers run routes, and there's only 2 options, and the Patriots are shutting down those 2 options, and Zach has no other decision to make besides run out of the pocket, either get sacked, throw it out of bounds, or make something special happen with his legs.
And then you look at other clips, and there's, Garrett Wilson wide open on the sidelines waiting for the ball to come his way, and it just doesn't get there. Or the same thing with Randall Cobb on a corner route. I just don't get it. And another thing that I don't get, I mean, if he's not our punt returner, so what is the reason for having Mecole Hardman on this roster? Is there any? I mean, he's not back there returning punts. We don't send him on go routes because we don't throw.
We
deep
should
balls.
send him on go routes. Like the
what
Patriots are in man coverage. Send a freaking play action shot down the field and let Zach uncork one. Like the one thing Zach has is an arm. Like Zach threw a nuke for that Hail Mary, and that's the only thing I can say a good thing about Zach, which is not even a good thing because he's not a good quarterback. But like the point is, the one thing Zach does have that we all can agree on is he can throw the football far. And so why are we not even? I don't care about the weather. I don't care about the wind. Why do we not see at least one attempt in man coverage? You see what the Patriots did? That touchdown that they had, that was a great play call because what they did was what they sucked the Jets defense in on a play action, and they slid the tight end behind the defense, and it was a touchdown. Why couldn't the Jets schematically think of something where, okay, they're going to expect run here, let's do a play action, let's have our fastest receiver on the field, which is a Hardman, go on a go route and let Zach throw the ball far, and if it's an interception, it's a glorified punt. Like, I don't understand why we even try that.
I mean, it's still too early to call it for sure, but I think the answer to that might unfortunately be another incompetent offensive coordinator. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say. And you know what? While I still have faith in Robert Saleh, I want more than anything for Robert Saleh to be successful. I believe in Robert Saleh. I want him to be successful. Did we make a mistake by bringing in a defensive guy in an offensive world? Do the Jets need that head coach that's also the play caller? Do the Jets need that guy? I don't know, man. I don't know, because here we are. Yesterday, the freaking Miami Dolphins scored 28 more points than the New York Jets have scored through 3 games this entire season. So what are we doing on offense, man? We can get as many great players as together as we can. We bring in Mecole Hardman. Garrett Wilson's a stud. We bring in Allen Lazard. We bring in Randall Cobb. We get Dalvin Cook. Breece Hall's a stud. The players are there. You can't tell me the players aren't there. Tyler Conklin's a good player. CJ Uzoma is getting worse, but a decent enough player. Jeremy Ruckert should be on the field. He can be a good player. The pieces are there. The offensive line was protecting yesterday for the most part. The run blocking sucked out loud. No excuses for that. Zach Wilson sucks out loud. There's really not much you can do as an OC when your quarterback can't get the ball out, I guess. But there's no plan for Zach. There's no scheme for Zach. We brought in the oldest active player in the league and just assumed that he was going to be this Iron Man that doesn't get hurt. And it came back to bite us right in the ass, as it tends to do year in and year out.
Couldn't agree more with that. We got a caller coming in who was at Jets Media Day. King Jamie, you're live, baby.
Hey guys, it took me a while to get here. That was some technical difficulties on my end. I'm sorry.
No worries, man. We're happy to see you, man. It was great to finally meet you yesterday.
Great meeting you yesterday, bud.
Yeah, man. I wanted to say either way, it was a win-win for me because I got to meet you guys. I thought it was
Absolutely.
awesome to meet your parents, Richie. Your mom is just a doll, and your dad is super awesome, man. That was cool. And Jack, the way your girlfriend was dancing around trying to get your attention and stumble you during the live, I thought that was cute as crap, dude. That was so fun.
Thanks, man.
Um, uh, I have. I'm on Richie's side about this one thing. I've been supporting Zach for a long time now, and I really, really was hoping that he would have cracked it open by now, but he's not getting it done. I wish that he could have had Rogers there, and I know that you can't just put him out there in a wheelchair, but I wish he could have Rogers there to tell him what's up. Because I know that's what Hackett needs is Rogers there to make a decision for him. It's kind of sad, but that's what made Hackett great was Rogers, you know.
Yeah.
No, you're
Anyway,
not wrong.
you guys, it's only week 3. You know that last year at this time, the Dolphins had the exact same stats. Literally, look it up, the exact same
I
stats.
saw that, which is kind of
It's
weird.
it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's just a matter of time. You guys will start cooking again. I'm hoping that Zach can get it done, but I don't think you tank. I don't think you go get somebody like Carson Wentz. This is just going to take the money from the team and screw you guys later because that's what he does. That's what he's about. I think you just let Zach cook, let him fail, let him win, whatever he decides he's going to do. My problem is he hasn't been told it's okay to say screw it. Throw that ball as soon as that ball is this far out of your hands. It's that receiver's job. Then you got to let those guys earn their money too.
I think
I mean,
that's such a great
It's a
point
good
about
point.
Zach.
It's
Like,
a good point, man.
he needs to have confidence in himself to do that as well, and it's up to the coaching staff to do that. But like, this is a league by inches, and like when there's a sliver of an opportunity of somebody open, he's too hesitant. Let it rip, like let it rip, and
Yeah,
that's what we mean by play free. That's what we mean
just
by that.
screw
Like,
it.
just let it rip. Like, he's
Screw it, dude. If I
overcomplicating
was
things.
out there, yeah, Richie, if I was out there, I'd be flopping on the ground so fast because those guys are killers coming after him, you know? But at the same time, I'd be throwing that ball so fast and far just because I know how good your receivers are. They're good enough. Let them earn their money, you
Yeah,
know?
and that's the biggest thing about Zach's fault. Like, I think a big reason why the Jets weren't able to get a sack was, I mean, the quarterback pressure rate was through the roof, but Mac
Oh,
Jones gets
yeah.
rid of the ball it's like lightning.
Oh,
He drops
like
back, ball out.
1.2
Drops back,
seconds
ball
or
out.
something.
Zach can't do that. Like, drop back, ball out. Like, that's what a competent
Uh,
offense does.
you see, I'll disagree. He can too.
Well, he
He
can. He's
just
not doing
hasn't
it.
been shown how to do it right. That you guys put him behind Flacco, who got his ring because of a defense. If Joe Flacco can do it, I don't see why the Jets defense can't still get you guys to playoffs because that's good enough. You guys are that good on defense, you know. And
No.
then next week, I'm kind of scared because I think you guys are gonna whip my Chiefs. And I hear you
Uh,
with the Taylor Swift thing. I understand that 100%, but I think it's pretty cute that Big Yeti finally has a girlfriend.
From a Chiefs fan, I'm sure that you're enjoying it for sure. You get to see your guy
I'm not.
Travis happy.
It's pretty irritating that she's all over the news, but it is cute as crap that Big Yeti has a girlfriend, you know?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Well, Jamie, I do want to say before we let you go, I cannot thank you enough for coming out there yesterday. You showed so much love. You showed so much support, not only yesterday,
know,
but throughout the channel, throughout the beginning of this. And, like, you're the man supporting this team as a Chiefs fan. Like, I can't thank you enough for everything that you showed to this channel. I don't know where I'd be without you, bro.
Richie,
100%, man.
I'm always going to be here for you, Richie. And Jack, I got to tell you, man, I like you, bro. You're pretty stinking cool. I hope you guys liked the little presents I brought you.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
I got to tell
Absolutely.
you, I liked all the guys I got to meet. There's so many cool guys that watch this. And next year when I come, I want to meet even more of them. I want to see like 500 of us.
Yeah,
Because then
well,
they
That's
can't
the
mob
goal,
us
baby.
straight off the field.
let's do it. All right, Jamie,
Yeah.
get home safe. Thank you so much, man. And we got a lot to talk about this Jets-Chiefs game coming up Sunday.
We love you,
All
Jamie.
right.
Thank
Much
you,
love,
brother.
guys.
Much love. King Jamie the Mad.
King Jamie, baby. Legend. Flying in for Jets Media Day, everybody. Come on. Dedication right there. I think that was a call live from the airport, it sounded like.
Yeah, I mean, I can't thank him enough.
What an
Right.
awesome guy.
I mean,
Awesome guy.
he brought so much juice yesterday. Like, throughout the entire game, he looked at me and he saw pain and he saw, like, just me losing faith. And he just like, Richie, keep the faith. Like, he kept me grounded. because he knows I come from an optimistic lens usually. But when I saw the Jets team do what they were doing, I was losing faith. And obviously, rightfully so, at that point, they lost, right? LaSalle comes in with the super chat. And I will say knowingly that we have a defensive-minded head coach. We should brought in a more NFL-ready quarterback like Mac Jones, knowing that the quarterback development factor was going to be there. I mean, Mac Jones stinks, okay? Like, sorry to tell you that, but Mac Jones sucks. Like, he sucks. Zach Wilson just happens to suck more.
I was going to say, I mean, he doesn't suck as much as Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he doesn't. But, like, Mac Jones stinks. Just, like, what is Mac Jones doing? I mean, I'm sorry. But, yeah, we bring in Mac Jones instead of Zach in the draft. Where is this Jets team now? I don't know.
I don't know, man. In hell.
In hell like we are right now. But LaSalle, I appreciate the $10. And listen, the defensive-minded head coach thing, that's a true point. We try to switch up the curse and go bring in an offensive-minded coach, and it happened to be Adam Gase, and that went to shit.
Well, that's just the worst hire of all time.
That was a hire where we all knew when the moment it happened, it was a wrong hire.
Nobody was excited about that hire. And
I don't
then
think there's one person.
Once we saw that freaking press conference, we knew it was doomed.
Doomsday from day one. We got the next caller. Flacco, Wentz.
What up, man?
Which one?
What up, guys? Bro, tough. I don't even want to say, hey, how are you guys doing? Because I know the answer to that already. Pisses me off when anybody asks me that. Dude, but Zach's got to go, bro. I'm sorry, man. Look, my wife, that is not a person that watches football, is screaming at the freaking TV saying throw the ball. Bro, I could count, like, I think there was like 11 plays that we got dudes. Yo, Lazard watched the tape. He's open, bro. Wilson, open. He's damaged goods, man. He can't, bro. And I can't even blame the coaches on this, right? I mean, the dude checked into a stacked right side to have Breece Hall run it there. Like, why? Like, I don't get it. That's not the coaching at this point. You know, Saleh yesterday on that interview at the end, that dude is looking down, not even looking at reporters in his eyes, because he knows there's no words for him to say to save Zach Wilson. He's done. Yeah, we messed up by not bringing a legitimate quarterback that could be the backup for us in case some crap like this was to happen and is biting us in the ass, like what Jack just said on here, and it sucks. Our defense is not bad. We didn't have the flashy sacks or the turnovers, but we had what we needed to get the job done, to get the offensive reps that they needed to go ahead and win us this game. And we should have won this game. And it sucks. Dude, if we would have had anybody else, bro, I would have been happy with Mummy Joe Flacco in the pocket, because at least I know that he's going to get the ball to Garrett Wilson as much as he can, especially on the times that he was open. Wentz, I don't want Wentz, but I would take him right now. I just can't see another year of Zach Wilson and just keep living the definition of insanity, expecting, bro, something to be different this time. I can't, dude. I'm tired of my Sundays being, yes, we're going to be good. We're going to do well this time. When we got this defense that's amazing. And then Zach Wilson just craps all over it, dude. Craps all over it. Bro, I just came back from Jamaica thinking I knew Cowboys game was going to be one that I was like, we're not going to win this one. I knew it, right? There was a chance. I thought maybe a glimmer. But the game that I was like, all right, if Zach Wilson moving forward is going to be that guy, it was going to be against the Patriots, to go ahead and show us that, okay, he's not the same Zach Wilson. And said and done, he shit the bed again, bro. I mean, and it sucks, man. Dude, Richie, I mean, bro, I see it all over your face, dog. I know. It sucks. Jack, I know, bro. Like, I don't know what else to say anymore
We're all in this
about
together,
this.
dude. That's the
Dude,
beautiful thing about this fan base. We're all in this together.
Joe Douglas needs to call Yo, you guys watch that commercial that they have Emmett Smith and all these retired quarterbacks?
Yeah. That's a
Bro, I
funny
would
one.
put one of them dudes in there. Like that's how bad I want them to replace this quarterback now because he's damaged good. This market in New York, he does not have the mindset ready for it. He can't. He's seeing ghosts out there, bro. Like legit. Like this dude threw himself on the floor because he thought he was about to get hit to where the freaking Patriots players were like, oh snap, this is the quarterback. This is an easy sack right here. It just sucks, man. It sucks. And I feel bad for this fan base that we had a period of unity, that we were not fighting amongst each other. We were literally fighting everybody else because we were like, it's Super Bowl time. We're gonna be there. We're gonna make the playoffs. We were talking about even winning the division, dude. And now I think our defense can make us and take us into the wild card, possibly if we don't have Zach Wilson back there. Because I get it, they're saying that he's the dude. Put Tim Boyle in. I'll take him right now over Zach Wilson. That's how bad this dude. I mean, he can't read the field. He can't read the field. It's crazy to me. He can't read the field. Dude, my daughter's 9 years old, and she could read the field better than this guy. It's nuts, man. So, all right, dude. I know. I'm sorry, man. I need to.
Don't apologize, please.
Relax.
Let it out, man. That's what the show is for, man. Let it out, baby.
We're changing this name to Jets Therapy.
Bro,
the Jets Therapy podcast.
We need something, man. They need to have a therapist on the sideline as much as they coddle freaking Zach Wilson over there and everything. It's just it's bananas, dude. It's just there's no other words that I can say. The same old crap that we have to continue to keep watching with Zach Wilson, man. He's just I'm watching this game and I rewatched the game again. It's like maybe there was something that I'm missing. And I'm like, this dude is missing wide open players and then trying to get them the ball when he has a defender on them. They were talking about Christian Gonzalez was all over Garrett Wilson. He was not. Garrett Wilson was cooking this dude and would have made him look like the rookie that he is. But, nope. The narrative again is, oh, Zach Wilson can't, get it done. It should have been that the Jets won. We're 2-1. We're 2-0 in the division, right? We're going against KC. KC's not looking that, as dominant as they looked through the last couple of years and stuff like that. And we have the opportunity to go ahead and have a huge upset going into Denver after this game and beating the brakes off of Denver. But that's not going to happen, bro. Not with Zach Wilson at the helm right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I think my biggest issue with Zach, outside of everything you're mentioning, is that we're wasting the playmakers. Like, I don't want to talk about numbers and padding stats, but it's like all we need is a quarterback to just be a manager and just facilitate and get the ball out fast and on time to the open receivers. It's sad because we're asking for the bare minimum of a quarterback. That's all we are doing, and it's sad, man. So I appreciate the call. I hope you enjoyed your time in Jamaica, and because now we're back into reality, right, man? So I appreciate the call, man.
In there, bro. I would take him. That dude's like 7'8". Can't do worse than Zach Wilson right now, man.
It's so true, dude. It's so sad and so true at the same time.
That's
I appreciate
hilarious.
the call, my dude, as always, man.
Jets, man. Jets.
Always, bro. Always. I mean, at least the callers have been really good, in terms of rational, just keeping it real.
Callers have been killing it today, for sure.
Keeping it real, man, and that's all we ask. Keep it real.
That's for
and
sure.
Let us know how you feel. That's kind of the mindset that we're all in.
Got a few more of you guys. We got about a half hour left in this week's episode of the Jets Media Podcast. Make sure you smash that like button. What's up, Outlaw?
Salute.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man? Oh, man, I got bad echo. All right, I think I'm good. All right, yeah. So, yeah, man, speaking of keeping it real, man, listen, let's keep it real, man. This past 3 years, we've been watching Zach Wilson, and it has been terrible. I would have got rid of Zach Wilson, to be honest with you, 3 years, probably last year. I would have kept Mike White as a backup. He was a very solid backup as well, too. I feel like this organization is protecting Zach Wilson because we drafted him as a second pick. I mean, it's just like, man, it's like I don't understand what do we need to do to like improve. I mean, my thing is, man, we should have definitely, when Aaron Rodgers went down, we should have definitely got a backup quarterback. We should have got either Kristen, what's it called? Wentz. We should have got Wentz. We should have got probably I would say a J Dobbs if he was available at the time. We should have got Jacoby Brissett. And it's just, man, it's just like this team is being so stagnant. They're not trying to make any adjustments. And especially the offensive line. This offensive line wasn't too bad this game. Wasn't too bad. I definitely called it out. I called in on a different show as well, too. And I said that, man, we should put Mekhi Becton at left tackle, AVT at right tackle, and Titman at right guard. It took until the third game, and it took until Dwayne Brown to get injured. Yeah, to get injured. And it's just like, man, it's like the adjustments of these games is just too slow. McCole Hardman, I don't even understand why we're not even using him at all either. I'm like, this guy, he's a speedster, man. And he's a speed guy that could take it over the top. And he could definitely, he's a weapon that we could actually use on Wildcat as well too. And we're just not even using him at as well. And I wouldn't even be mad if he requests a trade, because it seems like that's happening as well too.
That's the sad thing, and I'm nervous about is that moment of just like, I'm done, get me out of this team. And that's the worst thing that could possibly happen in terms of the culture falling apart, because that's the one thing I felt like at least there was something moving in that direction of the culture turning the direction, meaning like the team, the players believe in the coaching staff, and that is slowly dissipating. And it's just a matter of something needs to just, like, they just have a meeting. They need to let it all out there and just like go up to Hardman and let him know how he feels and all those types of things, man. So really, really sad stuff from that. But I can't thank you enough for the call, Outlaw. And I agree with pretty much everything you said, bro.
Most definitely. And one more thing. I also feel like this man, I feel like they need to, like I said, they need to sit Zach Wilson. They need to at least get a backup quarterback in here. And I feel like they absolutely need to address this coaching position as well, too, because I mean, Saleh, man, if he's not making no adjustments, they're trying to punt on the season. This is terrible. And and we're on seven primetime games as well, too, this year. And I absolutely
Sunday night coming
don't
up,
want
baby. Get ready.
Exactly. I don't want to see us punting the ball every single time, man.
I saw
It's
Thomas
ridiculous.
Morstead way too much yesterday, bro. Way too much.
Way too much. And we've been
He's
seeing
a
this
beast
way.
punter, but I don't want to see his ass.
Right. He did a good job, by the way. He's probably one of the MVPs of the game as well, too. He definitely did a good job. And the kicker as well, too. I know, for sure. But yeah, man. And thanks for having me, man. And yeah, I just had to express that, man. Good little therapy session. And keep doing your thing, man. And I love the growth from your channel, Richie and Jack. Keep doing
Thank
it.
you so
and
much,
you
buddy.
know,
Salute to you, man.
for sure, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support, and appreciate you coming
Great
on
call.
here and letting us feel your pain, because that we need to let it all out.
That was a great call. Thank you, Outlaw. Appreciate the support, man.
DeAndre, $2. How you feel about Downing taking over play calling? Listen, I want to say this about
Probably
the play.
not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about this offensive scheme that's driving me nuts, it's so bad. Like, I you know, and I hate to I'm about to do this, but I have to. First of all, DeAndre, thank you for the $2. You look at the good offenses around the NFL, you look at the Miami Dolphins and like what Mike McDaniels is doing. Where is the pre-snap motions? Where is the creativity? Where is bringing Hardman on motion to indicate the quarterback of where, where's the horizontal movement to open up the vertical threat? Like, there's no pre-snap, there's no movement, there's nothing. It's just stale. It's like, here's the play, and we're going to have two wide receivers, both run an out route. And it's like disgusting. It's like the scheme sucks. The play calling stinks. Mixed with the terrible quarterback is just a recipe for failure. I mean, like, I'm watching the play designs, comparing it to like the highest level of offense right now with the Dolphins and the Chiefs, and it's just like we're on another level. And it just feels like it's stale, it's stagnant, and we're back to the same exact stage of criticizing Adam Gase and Mike LaFleur. And, it's just like, I'm so sick of ridiculing offensive play calling for the Jets, but here we are all over again.
It's the never-ending hellish cycle that is being a diehard of this team, man.
Yeah, and I don't think Todd Downing is really going to do much about like switching up play call. I mean, if it's more like schematic as well as play call. It's more like play designs, and Todd Downing is the passing game coordinator, so he has a lot to say about the design.
And using the personnel that you have in the right way. If I ever see CJ Uzoma lining up in the slot again, I'll end it all, man. I'll end it all.
Lining up out wide.
What are we doing?
Whenever I see CJ
What are we
Uzoma line
doing?
up out wide, that should be number 6, Hardman. I mean, there's no
I
threat.
never want to see Uzoma in a receiver stance. I want to see Uzoma with his hand in the dirt, and that's it.
Ugh.
Barely even that at all, honestly. I don't know. What a mess.
Guys, we're
What a
30 likes away
mess.
from 200. That's the goal for the end of the show. We have a half hour left or so in the stream, so hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this up to 200. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in, man. Dana Andrews is the next caller.
What's up, Dana?
Yeah, how you guys? Well, I don't need to
Great.
get into it.
Good.
I'm gutted, man. I'm just disgusted with the way Zach played, man.
You and me both, man.
Yep. Absolutely.
I literally sat at home praying that he would come up with something, and he came up with no answers. And I went back, watched the footage and everything, and there's just wide open Alan Lazard, Garrett, Brees. I was just so mad and upset when he took the unnecessary safety. It wasn't needed. It was unnecessary.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was he's in a tough spot there. Obviously, Becton got kind of schooled on that, but you'd like to see Zach Wilson realize situationally where he is and get the ball out of his hands or make something happen with his legs or do something other than just take that freaking safety that ultimately sealed the deal.
All right. And
brutal.
Just wanted to say we were robbed there, Rodgers, man. It sucks. I was at home. I mean, I just got done with work, and I'm sitting on the couch with my girlfriend. You mean she's not a big football fan, but I mean, he comes out of the tunnel. You mean you got Thunderstruck playing? I'm hyped up, and just 4 plays in, automatically just gets hurt, and like my whole night is ruined. And her dad is a big Miami fan, so I had to deal with that, and I had to hear from him. He's talking about, Aaron Rodgers is watching this and that, and I'm just gutted. We were robbed of Rodgers, man.
I'm so sorry that you came home from a day of hard work, sat on the couch, probably with some nice food and beverage, ready to go, ready to watch your
Yep.
team on Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers comes out holding the American flag. I mean, it's all lining up to be the experience of a lifetime. And we just can't even have one game, one quarter,
one drive.
It's just, man.
One
Not even
punt.
Yeah. I would can we at least see a 3 and out with Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, at least. But we went out and spent all this money on McCall Hardman and such, and we're not even using him. Why do we even go out and get Cook? This is probably the worst I've seen Dalvin Cook play in his last 3 years. I watched him all last year. Just to watch him. This is the worst I've seen Dalvin Cook play ever. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He's terrible right now, man.
Statistically, right now, he's one of
He
the
doesn't look like he
worst
doesn't want to
in the
run.
league.
He looks so bad.
I don't know. Maybe it's just Dalvin's like, wow, I came before Aaron. He's not here. And he's like, screw it. I don't know. I mean, I hope that's not the case. Because
If that was the case, I would have just saved the money, would have signed Mike White, because he's way better than Zach Wilson is. He threw for 70 yards for a touchdown against the Broncos yesterday. We could have had that.
Yeah, listen, Mike White, I love and miss Mike White. You guys remember last year, I was a big Mike White guy, and I really wanted him back last year. I did. And when he went to the Dolphins, it made me sick, and then we see him go it there after a blowout and look good with the Dolphins. So it's sad, man. It's a sad reality, and Dana, I appreciate you coming on here and voicing your frustrations with us, because that's what today's all about, man.
Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one, all right?
Thank you
too,
so
man.
much, Dana. You as well. Appreciate that, man.
Zach Wilson is the worst Jets quarterback I've ever seen. Tony, thank you, man. It just makes me laugh
Could
because I have
be.
to laugh through this. It's just like, what else am I gonna do but laugh?
I can't think of anyone who was worse in our lifetime. Maybe throughout history there's somebody worse, but in the last 25 years, I think it's got to be Zach Wilson.
And we're living through it in this moment.
Because at least with Darnold, you could make the argument that like the organization really did nothing to help him. They put losers around him on his offensive line and in his receiving core. With Zach Wilson, that is not the case. Zach Wilson
Has everything he needs.
A stacked offense around
Everything
him,
he
and
needs,
just can't do shite with the ball in his hands. So
And that's why I was saying this is your time, Zach. Like, there's no excuse. Like, there's nothing. Like, nothing. Oh, makes me sick. V-Man, you're live.
What's up?
What's up? Wake up, V-Man. You're live on the Jets Media Show.
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Sorry, again, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. We gotta remind people that, there are other Hispanic cultures besides Mexicans.
All right, V-Man.
Puerto Rico.
What'd you think about the game yesterday, bud?
I was frustrated. That's why. Like, I found this. This was really hard to find. This is artisanal Puerto Rican rum that it's almost impossible to find in the States. I found it in a liquor store in the city. So
Did you pound it yesterday?
I found it the day before yesterday, so I was gonna enjoy it. But I think at this point I may just empty it by the season's over. It is frustrated beyond belief. I mean, he had not one, not two, but three opportunities in the fourth quarter to just drive the ball down the field and win the game, and he failed at all three. I mean, I don't think any other quarterback would have at least walked ass backwards into one of those.
It's true. This defense gave the offense every chance to go win that game in the fourth quarter. Every chance. And they had one good touchdown drive where that's where Jets fans are like, oh, my God, maybe this is it. Maybe we can, okay, defense, get the stop. They got the stop. Okay, offense, now's your chance. And they fail. They fail. And then they get another chance.
It's almost hard to do. It's almost hard to fail that much.
That many times. And then they even get another chance for a Hail Mary. And they fail on the Hail Mary.
And then, but off-topic thing, seeing Pats fans be smug about that game, don't be smug. That's the equivalent of Italy beating Ethiopia in the 30s. Like, having tanks. Like, it is
World War II history, baby. I love it.
They were literally throwing spears at tanks in that, and still Italy barely managed to win, against people with spears, and they had tanks. But that's
You're a man of history, V-Man, and you always manage to relate it back to this game of football, which is respect.
Yeah, no, I do. Okay, so let's you know what I can compare Zach. You know what I can compare Zach Wilson to? You know what he is at this point? He is the Latin X of NFL quarterbacks. Nobody is where nobody wants him. They keep on shoving him down our throats. We've said time and time again, no, thank you, but they keep on shoving it. It's like everybody hates it, and it's just frustrating. It's like you got to get someone else in here at this point. Like at this point, you cannot literally the fact that they were like I said, a Hail Mary away from winning this game shows you how good this team is. That this team with any other quarterback is at least going to give you a fighting chance. And the fact of the matter is that the AFC is shaping up to be a lot more open than initially anticipated. You get maybe you get yourself one of these any other average, below average quarterback right now. You can maybe win, 9-8, maybe 10-7, and you can get that last wild card spot and end this, end the drought. It's just you cannot sit here and legitimately try to sell to us that the Jets' best option right now is Zach Wilson. You cannot do that, especially after watching this.
It's asinine, and Jets fans are sick and tired of it, and there's no sugarcoating it because on the roster, I mean, Tim Boyle is the only other option, so it feels like Zach's the only good option. But then outside the roster, Joe Douglas is working the phones, and I believe that. I saw a report from Rich Cimini that he's working the phones, so it's just a matter of who the heck they bring in, when they bring him in, and when he gets on the damn field. So, V-Man, We appreciate you tuning in as always bringing that history and that.
Always
support,
appreciate you, V man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro. Shout out, V man.
Shout out. All right, guys, we got a few callers left on episode 4 of the Jets Media Podcast. Please hit that like button, baby.
Let's get it.
Help support the pod. Please make sure to check us out in podcast form as well, wherever you listen to podcasts, whether that's Spotify, the Apple Podcasts app, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us as well. Appreciate all the support, guys. We got 3 callers left, and we'll get into some chats. And then we'll wrap her up, baby, and we'll look towards the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
We're beating them. Oh, Zach Wilson, 4 touchdowns.
That's how psychotic we are, that by Thursday I'll be like, I see a path towards victory in this game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
I feel like what we need is for all of us to surrender to the L for them to come out with a miracle. Like, let's go in with it. We're going to get blown out, and then we'll somehow win. Because I feel like
I think we need Taylor Swift in a box in order to win that game.
that's true, because they're just going to force feed Travis Kelce, and
Yep.
I don't know. Shout out. Right. Right. All right. We got 3 more callers. Neil. What's up, Neil?
What is up, Neil?
Neil.
Going once.
Neil, you there, man?
Going twice. See you later, Neil.
All right, Neil. We'll try to get back to you. Fins.
Fins
Fins fan
209. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, we're all going to get overhyped because of the 70 points we gave to the Broncos. We got, handed the Broncos. But with your guys' defense, you guys are out. I think you guys will take the last wild card spot. The Patriots won't. The Patriots will fold later in the middle of the season and later in the season. But you just got to get a quarterback, and then you get whoever, like you said, whoever you bring in. And you guys have weapons, and you guys have a great defense. I had you guys with Aaron Rodgers at 13 wins, but when he went down, then, But I think with your defense and you just whoever you bring in, you guys can actually – if you guys can get to Mahomes, you guys can actually win. I mean, your defense is stacked. So don't be so hard on you guys. I mean, one Hail Mary away from winning the Patriots. You play them again, you'll beat them in Foxborough.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, man, when you said, it's this game is going to be all about getting to Patrick Mahomes. We obviously failed to get to Mac Jones yesterday, and that's inexcusable. And if we even stand a chance, I'm not even going to say winning, if we stand a chance at even being competitive in this game on Sunday, we absolutely need to sack Patrick Mahomes. Not once, not twice, at least 3 times, preferably more than that.
Yeah, and the Colts beat the Ravens last week 3. So you guys
Cardinals beat the Cowboys. I mean, upsets happen, and I don't know. You're making me believe already.
Jaguars.
No, I'm just saying your defense is stacked. No, because we're going to get overhyped. Miami's going to get overhyped, and then something's going to happen, and then back to the old Dolphins, and that's what my biggest fear is with the Dolphins.
I mean,
I don't want
70 points. You deserve to be overhyped. That's ridiculous. I was at the Jets game yesterday, and I kept looking up at the screen, and it's like every other second I see a touchdown score. I'm like, what the heck is happening with these Dolphins? So if I'm you, man, just live through this excitement. I know that Dolphins fans have saw this story written before where they're excellent early on and they collapsed later, but you never know, man. If you guys stay healthy, I think the Dolphins are going to be I think you guys might. I mean, honestly, before I say this Sunday is really exciting for the AFC East. Dolphins versus Bills. I think that is going to really be the biggest test of who wins this division.
Yep.
But, man, that's going to be a game.
Yeah. Thank you for taking my call. And just don't be look so down. Your defense is good. You guys can rally around your defense and do something.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on here and showing some love and respect, man. Good luck to your Fins, and I appreciate you big time, bro.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, bud.
Thank you, man. See, we got some AFC East fans tuning in, showing some love. And speaking of some AFC East fans.
We had another Dolphins fan real quick on when you took your little break who came in and was just, objective, talking about, the Jets. And just it's nice to see a Dolphins fan that's grounded, down to earth a little bit, But, I mean, what the hell are we about to deal with after they scored 70 points yesterday? I feel bad for. You got to deal with TD and Doug tonight. Jesus. Oh, my Lord.
Help me.
That's what I said. Dakota.
Anthony.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I just want to say it's a pleasure to meet you guys. I love your parents. They're awesome. I want to say to all the Jet fans out there that I've met, hey, respect you guys, man. You guys are awesome.
All right, my first football game ever. You know, granted it wasn't a Bills game, but hey, it was a Jets game, and I was rooting for you guys. I really was.
Well,
You
Anthony,
know?
we appreciate you coming. And if you guys don't know in the chat, Anthony was at Jets Media Day yesterday for that Jets Patriots game, supporting his Bills. So we appreciate you coming with Jamie. And, like, it was a great
Yes.
time to meet you, man. It was a great time. You're a
Yeah,
great dude.
Anthony, you're an awesome dude, man, and thank you for your support yesterday,
Hey,
both you and
no
Jamie.
problem.
And it was a pleasure and an honor having you guys there. Thank you so much for
Yes.
making the trip, man. That really means everything.
I want to say this to you guys, man.
Of course.
Hey, the season ain't over. It's only week 3. Yeah, you guys are 1-2. Hey, the Chiefs started 2-4 a couple years ago, and they went to the Super Bowl. You never know. You know, football is weird. Okay, football is weird. You
It
know,
is weird.
and
my only hope is that they fall in love with this. They just surrender to the Taylor Swift narrative, and they forget how to play football, and we just wash their asses.
Hey, I'll say this too. Zach needs to get confidence because he has no confidence in anything that they're doing, in my opinion.
I thought he had confidence.
I know when Aaron Rodgers went down. I know when he went down, everybody lost hope. But hey, you just got to keep the hope, keep the faith, get behind your team. You know, Buffalo. You know, Bills Mafia. We've been behind the Bills whenever we were down too. You know, we went 5-0 or 5-1 in one season, and they lost the rest of the. You know, at the end of there, and we just sucked because of Tom Brady and the Patriots. You know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, I mean, I know week 11 we play again with the Jets in Buffalo, and you know, whatever happens, all I know is it's
sweeping you, Anthony.
We'll see. We'll see. I want to make that bet. We want to make a bet now for week 11 because I know we did. I was trying to make the bet for week 1.
Hey, I got to see more from this team, but I'll make.
You guys have a great defense. Okay, but I'm going to put you out there in week 10. Then how about that?
All right, let's do it.
I'll be following, and I'll put the bet out there. Serious.
Hey, I did say heading into the season that I predict the Jets split with the Bills, so that kind of does mean we already.
I knew it was going to happen. The Jets and the Bills were going to sweep. I think the Dolphins and the Bills will sweep. I don't think the Dolphins. I know, hey, 72-10, great, right? They're awesome. You know, but Tua has the same stat line that he had last year through week 3. He was 72 and 101, 8 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Excuse me, I'm stumbling on my words here. But hey, all I know is next week is going to be a great week. It's this weekend. Bills and Dolphins. And then you guys got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Let's go get drunk.
Well, Anthony, appreciate you, and tell Jamie I said I love him.
Hey, Jamie loves you guys, and we love you, man, and good luck to you guys for the rest of the season.
Appreciate you. Let's
love
go,
you
Jamie.
both, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, man, from the bottom of our hearts, man. Those guys traveled on a freaking airplane to go to Jets Media Day, man. You can't ask for anything else, man. 2 awesome guys, 2 non-Jets fans, by the way, that love the channel, support what Richie does here, and you know, we couldn't be any more grateful for guys like that. The support means absolutely everything, and you would not be listening to the Jets Media Podcast right now if it wasn't for guys like that. So thank you to Anthony and Jamie, but thank you to everybody that showed up and showed out yesterday. Richie's about to put a little something on the screen in just a second, so you can see all the crew that we had there at Jets Media Day yesterday.
Yeah, man. This is Jamie and Anthony mixed with a bunch of us. There's them 2 right there on the field yesterday after an L, unfortunately. Now it's a big group, and
man.
there I am. My parents. Jack, where are you at over here?
I'm like I had to just squeeze in.
Oh, there you are.
I'm right there. I'm the tall guy on the left side there.
There we go. So this was the Jets Media Day crew 2023. There's a Josh Allen Trash sweatshirt Lumen as well.
Yes, sir.
But man, it was a pleasure, man. It was a lot of fun. We got my man throwing up the Jets Media Day merch. It was a lot of freaking fun. And shout out to everybody that tuned in and came through to support. And this is going to be a yearly thing, by the way. So if you did want to come next year, stay tuned, because this is going to be a yearly event where we get to party on the field, win or loss. We got a great freaking time before the game, which was the highlight of the event, that's for sure. And the only thing I can't control is the weather and how the Jets
outcome.
perform. That's the one thing I can't control.
Yep. But I think you nailed pretty much everything else, man. It's a huge freaking undertaking that you did yesterday, and it went smooth. Everybody had a great time. Regardless of the outcome, regardless of the weather, there's nothing like going to a Jets game with people that you love. So couldn't really ask for anything more, man, from the event.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. I mean, the support it's like unconditional love that's overwhelming from everybody. And, like, the fact that I was able to pull this off is because of all of you guys. I mean, none of that is possible without you guys. I would not be on the field with 130 Jets fans. I would not be partying with Jets fans beforehand. Like, listen, man, I started this off as a hobby, and it's turned into something bigger than that, and it's all come from Jets misery as well. We have not experienced a positive season on this channel yet. No winning season, no playoffs, nothing. We saw a glimpse of it last year in the first half. We were 7-4, and then we lost 6 in a row. So I don't know what it's like to win on this channel. A little glimmer of it, and then a whole offseason of hyping this team up for us to have our quarterback injured. So it's just a big failure on that end. But as you guys can tell, I'm here throughout all of it, throughout all the misery, throughout all the pain, throughout all the success, throughout all the highs, throughout all the lows. I'm here through it all with all of you guys.
Absolutely. Likewise, man. Thank you for the support.
Let's do it. Awesome LA. Lascelles came in with a super chat, says, get Eric Bieniemy or something. I'm tired of seeing these predictable offense. Well, we can't just rip away the Commanders' offensive coordinator, Lascelles. I mean, they're not going to give us Eric Bieniemy, even though that would be nice.
He must be getting paid handsomely. I can't believe he's still an offensive coordinator.
I know. He left the Chiefs because he wanted to become a play caller, and now he's the play caller. But Commanders' offense stunk yesterday.
That might have been a bad move for his career. I don't know.
I mean,
We'll
they
see.
started off 2-0, but we'll see. But Bieniemy is definitely not going to come to the Jets.
Should we give Neil one more shot here?
Yeah. Neil, can you hear us?
See you later, Neil.
Sorry, Neil. We can't hear you, and we can't get you on. So that's a latering for Neil. My guy, Neil. Maybe another time, Neil. Maybe next time, man. Let's freaking go, man. Let's get into the chat as we conclude this Jets Media podcast, folks. Everybody, make sure to hit that like button. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in, man.
We do.
Cannot thank you guys enough for all the support. Let's get to 200 likes if we can, man. We're 15 likes away. And also consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 10K by the end of the year, man. So let's hit that thumbs up button and hit those buttons, baby. Jets 40, Chiefs 10. JETS, Jets. Let's go, Love Bites.
Let's go, baby.
That's going to be... How does that even happen?
That's realistic.
Zach Wilson's screen pass, because I can't trust him throwing the ball down the field.
We'll probably score more than we've scored all season against the defending champs.
My man Jamie's in the chat reminding everybody to hit the like button. That's what we like to see.
Appreciate it.
Dang, so sad. Y'all were so high. I feel you guys. Wow. Yeah, we're sad. That's what happens when you have a backup quarterback playing as your starter. Things go down.
It's tough, man.
Goes downhill.
I genuinely would not wish this on any fan. It's like, regardless of if it's Dolphins, Patriots, Bills, whatever. It really is just something that nobody should have to deal with, man. It's cruel. It's cruel. It's the only word that can really describe it. It's just cruel.
Can we get a quarterback? That would be great, Matthew.
That would be nice.
The quarterback right now is a shell of himself. And, like,
we don't have a quarterback right now.
I just want to see somebody that can facilitate to an open Garrett Wilson and to a check down and to something that sparks some type of fear in a defense where they're not stacking up the box. That's what it comes down to.
There's nothing about Zach Wilson that strikes any sort of fear into any coach, any defensive player, any coordinator.
And I can't believe the Patriots,
they own him.
They ran man coverage.
Like all day.
That is a recipe for just scheming up something. And Garrett Wilson was getting open on every other out route.
I was like, when we finally, because we didn't get back we had a long day yesterday. We didn't get back from the stadium until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So right in time to get ready for Sunday Night Football, which I did watch like the first half of. But I was shot, man. I need to go to bed. But anyway, the first 5 minutes of that Steelers-Raiders game was more entertaining than anything we saw out of the Jets yesterday. Out of the Patriots as well, honestly, besides that one long touchdown.
What a great game
But,
last night was, too.
I mean, just like we're at the point where I watch, a quarterback complete a 6-yard pass from a strong pocket, and I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, this is what football should be. This is the game of football. We're just punished with what we had to watch yesterday. And then you get home and you see box scores of other games, and you see, this quarterback had a great day. This quarterback had a great day. This team upset that team, and there's just no joy to be found.
Well,
if you're a
I
Jets
tweeted this
fan.
last night, Jack, and I said, so I'm back to sitting here watching Sunday Night Football in awe of how easy these teams make it look to play competent football after watching how the Jets play today. I can't believe I'm back to feeling this way. And that's what kind of struck me last night, because that wasn't the first time I felt that. Do you know how many times, and I'm sure every Jets fan can agree with this, we go through a Sunday of football and the Jets put up a literal, like, not just a loss, but just like an incompetence, like we don't belong in this league offensively. And then you go on Sunday night and you just see like a first down. Wow. A first down. And that's the saddest part. I'm in awe of a damn first down, because it looked like it was impossible for us to get 10 yards.
That's where we're at, bro. That's where we're at. I mean, it's, you should feel in awe when you see something like that, because, I mean, the last drive of the game, how many opportunities did we get and we didn't gain a single yard?
It was first and 10.
We turned the ball over on 4th and 10.
It was 1st and 10, and down by 5 points. We had a chance. Go down the field and score a touchdown. We win the game. And 1st and 10, I don't remember. It was like a throw out of bounds, or no, it was Conklin on the out
matters
route.
is that there's not a single yard gained.
4 straight incompletions. Oh,
Where's
sorry.
the excuses?
One of them wasn't a completion to the line of scrimmage for Conklin on 4th down.
Garbage, man. Just inexcusable garbage. I'm so tired of watching.
I don't know what they do. Like, how does this coaching staff, like we said last week that this is going to be a really big test for this team and how they handle adversity, and really tells you the character of the squad. But how do they handle back-to-back losses without Aaron Rodgers? Like, what does this coaching staff do internally in this building to somehow get this team ready to play with the whole world watching on Sunday night? Like, what do they do? Like, I don't understand. Like, is there anything? And this isn't even trying to flip this into a positive. I'm just genuinely asking, what does this Jets coaching staff do to scheme up a game plan and get this team motivated enough to go pull off an upset? Because like we saw yesterday, upsets happen. The Cowboys are light years better than the Cardinals, but the Cardinals beat them. The Ravens are light years better than the Colts, and the Colts beat them. Like, how did the Jets pull off an upset like that? Like, how do they do it?
They
don't.
They don't. I got to be honest with you. They don't, because there's no scheme unless you can teach Zach Wilson how to hit open receivers before Sunday night. Scheme is not going to help, because receivers were open yesterday. All over the field, they were open yesterday. So that's scheme right there. That's Hackett doing what he's supposed to do. That's Downing doing what they're supposed to do. But if we have a quarterback that doesn't know where to throw the ball, that can't find the open man for his life, the scheme doesn't mean diddly squat.
Diddly do.
The scheme means nothing when you can't get the ball into the hands of your receivers.
And like, we're back to
And
also,
you can't block for your running game. So
And we're back to also relying on our defense to being not good, but excellent, because
Perfect.
the defense was good, but it wasn't good enough to win. And that's the sad part, right? We want them to be great. And like, the only way we could have won that game if we forced a turnover, I think. And that's asking a lot, obviously. But the only way we beat the
Michael
Chiefs,
Carter II had in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, I said going into that game, Michael Carter II's getting his pick 6 back.
You did say that.
And I got to give Carter II love, though, because he did have a really good game. I mean, there was multiple like clamps where in man coverage, he had like
coverage,
2 of them stood out where he like just shuts down. So I know that he missed that interception, which, by the way, like if he caught it, he probably was down because he was losing momentum. And then that next play, they missed a field goal. So, like, it would have been that much of a game changer, but you still want to see a play being made.
A clean game from the secondary, too, though. I feel like we don't get a lot of PIs called on us.
yeah, I mean, the overall, the defense held their ground. They did exactly what they needed to do. And,
Richie just need his microphone.
And the only way we beat the Chiefs is and it's asking a lot, is if the defense can somehow score points, because the offense doesn't know how to. Can we get a strip sack? Can we get something where Mahomes throws a dart to Kadarius Toney in his hands and it just pops off of his hands and it falls into the lap of Sauce and Sauce returns it? Is there any good luck? How many times do you watch a football game and you see something happen where it's just a fluke play that's just wow, that's just a lucky play? It never happens for us.
It doesn't. We'll see.
It's asking for a lot. But folks, we have come to an end of this Jets Media podcast, man. I cannot thank you all enough for tuning in for another Jets Media live stream and a Jets Media podcast. Guys, please do us a favor and find us on Apple Podcasts, find us on Spotify, download it. Even if you already watched us, it would mean a lot if you can simply support us on the audio platform and hit that like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Cannot thank you guys all enough for all the support. Jack and I are not going anywhere. We're going to be celebrating a victory Monday eventually on the show. I'll manifest that because we need it. Against the Broncos, we will beat the Broncos. Can't sit here with a straight face and say we'll beat the Chiefs, but I'll sit here with a straight face and say we'll beat the Broncos, even though that is definitely not going to be an easy game.
No.
Not saying that's going to be easy, but that's something that's a little more realistic. One quick chat. Robert says, Rich, you going to post any videos and pics of Jets Media Day? Yes. Stay tuned. We have a full Jets Media Day recap video that is in the works right now. That will be uploaded on the channel probably tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a very interesting video. It's going to bring to life what the event is kind of like when you're there. You're going to see a lot of optimistic and positive Jets fans and then misery at the end. But misery loves company. Am I right? So, Jack,
yes,
always a pleasure for you coming on here, and cannot thank each and every one of you guys in the chat for continuously showing love and support on Jets Media, baby.
Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, let's go, baby.
Peace and love. Jets Media is out. See you guys tonight on the AFC's Roundtable. Peace.